hello, one and all, and welcome to Barovia. I am Pixel, your humble dungeon master today. Enough of that nonsense. Welcome, everybody. My name is Pixel, and this is Ages of Ainor, and we are very excited to bring you guys the first episode of The Curse of Strahd. I am back once again in DM chair for this exciting new campaign on the Ages of Ainor Twitch stream. So as always, we're going to get into the game here in just a minute, but before we do, we're going to go over some of our usual housekeeping stuff. I know we're going to have a lot of new folks tonight. I know some of you may not really know a lot about D&D and stuff like that. That's perfectly okay, but I kind of want to give you a little bit of a heads up about some of the ways we do things around here, just for optimized experiences for everybody. So, first things first, folks who are in chat, when I move on to map screens. So this current stream is like our RP stream. When we're doing more like roleplay focused stuff, sometimes we'll go into combat or exploration parts where there will be maps that are up. When you guys are seeing those maps, you're seeing everything that I'm seeing as the DM, which means there may be like secrets, there may be secret doors and hidden areas and monsters like waiting just around the corner to attack our heroes and things like that. Try not to spoil those things in chat, please. So don't be like, oh my God, like there's a vampire right around the corner, yada, yada, yada. Because some of the folks on stream, some of the cast may be hanging out with you guys in chat and trying to kind of like interact with you and, you know, keep things going about the stream and stuff like that. So if you guys could avoid cluing them into anything that their characters wouldn't know, that would be fabulous. Secondly, D&D is a complex game with a lot of rules. We may have some folks in tonight who know a lot about D&D. We got some folks that know anything. We may have some folks that know a lot of things. We may play fast and loose with the rules sometimes. I kind of can be a rule of cool DM sometimes, depending on what's happening. I may flat out change stuff about rulings, or I may change stuff about like the adventure and stuff like that. So if we are like forgetting a specific rule or something and you happen to know it, you can put it in chat. But if we don't like catch it and the moment passes, we probably won't go back and like fix it. So please try not to like freak out like, oh my God, you got the rules wrong, whatever. Like just enjoy the story. That's kind of what we're here to do. So thirdly, we want to keep this space here at Ages of Ainor as open and welcoming a place as we can, to such an extent that that is possible on the internet. So we do try to keep that like internet toxicity and trolling and stuff to a minimum. We want you guys to have fun, but we won't put up with anyone being like abusive or hateful in chat or anything like that, whether that's to like other viewers or to the players on stream, especially regarding like their character choices, their knowledge of the game or the rules, or frankly like anything else about them or their characters. So it's never been a problem here before. I doubt it will be. I know the fleet pretty well. You guys are great, but we just like to be really upfront with that kind of stuff so that there's no misunderstandings and confusion. Fourthly, we do want to clue everyone in. This is a horror-themed adventure, so there may be elements that some viewers might find like unpleasant or even hopefully not, but possibly disturbing, things like that. We're not setting out to be like overly graphic or gruesome or upset anyone or anything like that, but we do just want to like caution folks to kind of like moderate your consumption of this campaign with like your health and well-being in mind. When we put the videos up on YouTube, which happens after the fact, we'll have appropriate like trigger warnings and stuff like that to the extent that we can. But in the context of a live stream, we just want to be upfront that it generally won't be possible to give like advanced warnings and things like that for like triggering content. But I will also preface this by saying there will be no depictions of like graphic sexual content or sexual assault or violence on this stream. So that is not something you have to worry about, but it is a horror campaign. So there could be other things that you need to be aware of. So just try to kind of police yourself with that, because we won't really be able to give those warnings. And then finally, it is widely known and accepted that this adventure has some like problematic depictions of individuals that are inspired by like travelers and Romani people IRL. I've done my best to kind of search for resources online to help alter those depictions to avoid like offensive stereotypes of these people who are often targets of like discrimination and stuff like that. So just to anyone who's like watching, who's like, oh, are they really doing Curse of Strahd? Like we are kind of trying to work with that aspect of the adventure to minimize that. So all of those enormous caveats having been given, final reminder, we also release the show on YouTube after each episode, sometime in the following week. Usually I try to get it up by like Sunday or so, but sometimes it's not like a hard deadline for me. So if you miss part of the thing and you want to get back with us live again, you can catch it after the fact and get caught up. And then last thing before we get started, we're going to go around and introduce our cast. Cast, if you would please introduce yourselves, but not your characters as we go. So, my name is Pixel. You can find me here on Ages of Ainor. I am the DM for this show, which is starting today, and also the DM for the show Siege of Castle Rend, which we do on the other Friday. So this show will air, typically speaking, every other Friday at 8 p.m., and last until 10:30 or 11, depending on the situation. And then Siege of Castle Rend airs on the opposite Fridays every other Friday and starts... We may be moving the time up, but it's been starting at about 7 to 10. So you can always catch us on Facebook or Twitter, or just wait for those delightful live notifications here. I also stream on Facebook at Hammer and Pixel. And I stream like video game content. Been playing a lot of Elden Ring and stuff like that. We do like discussions of, gaming lore and literature and stuff like that. So that is all a ton of fun. And then, of course, next we're going to throw it to my main man, Vincent Page. Buddy, tell them who you are, like they don't already know.
Howdy, folks. Good to see you today. I am Vincent Page. You can find me on Facebook Gaming at Vincent Page. We do all sorts of the streamy stuff, and I'm super excited to finally be playing D&D game again with my good friends here.
Yes. Excellent. Omega.
Hey, y'all. My name is Omega. I don't really have a lot of socials to plug. Occasionally, I will post on TikTok, Omega MT42, just spelt out like that. No underscores or anything, but just I haven't really played D&D as much as these folks have, but I hope to get into this horror story and enjoy it.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. And Ozzy.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Ozzy. Been playing D&D with Vince since I was about 15 years old. It's been about a year and a half since I've played, so I'm definitely excited to get back into it.
Right on. It. Excellent. And Trish.
Hi, my name is Trish, and I am one of the oldest living D&D players on the planet, and I'm also the on-stream mom to all of you. So, hey, guys, I'm your mom. But I don't say who I'm playing, right? That comes later.
That comes later. Yes, indeed.
All right. I can hardly wait to find out.
All right. So, now that that's all been done, without further ado, let's get into it. It was a dark and stormy night. Wait, no, that's not right. Ash and Thorin, you are sitting in the Bronze Pony Pub, a tavern of little repute in the small town of Secomber, on the border between the relatively peaceful western heartlands and the more savage north along the Sword Coast. You are heading north, hoping that in the more wild lands there you might encounter what you seek. The mood in the tavern is subdued. The night outside is pitch black and damp with fog. Outside the tavern, the cobbled pavement glistens as the lights of the few street lanterns tremble and flash across the slick stones. This fog chills the bones and shivers the souls of any unfortunate enough to find themselves outside tonight, but you are inside, and there is a calm but warm fire roaring in the hearth. But the few patrons of this establishment are settling down furtively over their cups, eyeing strangers in the flickering firelight over a wooden mug of ale or cup of wine. Ash, would you please describe your character?
Ash, appearing today, is a male changeling. I'm going to make that pretty clear right out the gate. With a bristly black beard, medium length I'd say about to the shoulder, black hair, and very, very dark clothes, kind of with also a hooded cape on the back.
Excellent. So you turn your bright green eyes down. Is Ash drinking anything tonight?
Yes, Ash will definitely be having an ale.
Excellent. So you turn your bright green eyes down to swill the ale in your cup as you bring it to your lips, and our camera sort of pans out from your ale and sort of like turns, and we see Thorin sitting there as well. Thorin, if you would please describe your character.
Thorin's a dwarf with, typical dark hair, kind of longish beard, especially for a dwarf. Wearing kind of a mixture of darker armor with like a bluish sash, just sitting at the table, drinking some ale as well.
Excellent. So the two of you are sitting there. Are you speaking to each other, or are you just sort of like kind of taking in the silence or the furtive whispers in the bar?
I would say that Ash is kind of chatting with Thorn about, yeah, I'm telling you, this is the place that I got the lead from. There's supposed to be a job up this way.
Okay, do you know kind of who's offering the job, Ash?
The poster said that it was a dwarf that was supposed to be hanging out at this tavern. It goes by the name of Baldin.
Okay.
The heavy door of the tavern creaks open, and even the muted whispers in the tavern hush as a form strides through the doorway, framed by the lamplit fog outside. His heavy, booted footfalls, thump, thump, and the jingle of coins on his belt feel too loud, somehow maybe even obscene, in the otherwise nearly silent room. His clothes are brightly colored and draped in loose folds about his frame. His hat hangs askew, hiding his eyes in shadows. Without hesitation, he walks directly up to your table and stands proudly in a wide stance, arms folded, and says, "I have been sent to you to deliver this message. If you be honorable folk," and he sort of bows a little bit, "you will please come to my master's aid at first light. It is not advisable to travel the Svalich woods at night." He pulls a sealed letter from his tunic and lays it on the table. It is addressed to His Holiness Thorin Fireforge, Priest of Helm, and Ash Fireforge, Seeker in the Dark. He says, "Ford the river here in Secomber and follow it southwest from here, some 5 hours' march to the Svalich woods. There, you will find my master in Barovia." He doesn't really give you much of a chance to respond amid the silent stares of the patronage. Having delivered his letter, he strides confidently to the bar and says to the wary barkeeper, Yambog Iron Fury, the old half-orc, "My good man, if you'll be so kind as to fill the glasses of our friends," he sort of gestures to everyone in the bar. "Their throats are obviously parched and they can't drink the fog." And he sort of drops a heavy purse of gold on the bar and turns to leave. And the whispers of the voices in the tavern return. And as the gifts flow from the tap, the whispers rise even to speech from time to time. And the letter lies before you, the seal in the shape of a crest you don't recognize. What do you do?
I'm going to kind of give a sideways look to Thorin and what do you think? Should we read it?
Yeah, I definitely think we should read it.
Okay.
All right, let's pop that bad boy open.
All right, if you will check your journals, you should have a handout called Mysterious Letter.
Okay. Oh, wow.
If someone would like to read that, or I can do the honors.
I can read it out loud if you'd like. Oh, go ahead.
Hell to the might and value. I, a lowly servant of... Oh, Lord. Gotta zoom in.
There is a version that's not in cursive. If you click on
it's a little
the
bit below it.
thing, if you like scroll down, you should be able to see. Just like in regular, because I know that cursive script is a little illegible.
It is atrocious.
Hail to thee of might and valor.
There it is.
A lowly servant of Barovia, send honor to thee. We plead for thy so desperately needed assistance. The love of my life, Arena Colena, has been afflicted by an evil so deadly that the good people of her village cannot protect her. She languishes from her wound, and I would have saved her from this menace. There is much wealth in this community. I offer all that might be had to thee and thy fellows, if thou shalt but answer my desperate plea. Come quickly, for her time is at hand. All that I have shall be thine. Kolian Indirovich, Burgomaster.
All right, Ash Thorin, what do you do?
So, quick question. Does Barovia ring any bells to either one of us?
I would say Thorin, make a religion check. Ash, you can make a history or an arcana check.
Okay. See if I remember how to do this, folks.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember too.
You said it would be history or arcana?
For Ash, it'll be history or arcana.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah, big oof. Way up.
22. Okay. With a 22, yeah, I think, and given that what you guys kind of do, I think you maybe have heard of like rumors of a land that like it has a bad reputation, and you've heard things like that it's filled with monsters. You've heard it called the Land of Dread. No one's ever quite sure where it is. It's not on any maps that you're aware of. But it does have a pretty bad reputation. And so that part of it is like consistent with the letter, right? So looking at the letter of like, oh, there's been this kind of like monster attack or whatever, you're like, yeah, that tracks from what I know about this. But there's not a lot of information to be had, even with a 22. Like it's only that you have a 22 that you know anything, right?
Yeah.
Right. I was just curious if it was something we were aware of or not.
Yeah.
I mean, this definitely sounds like our kind of thing. And
It does. I think
who am I to turn down? Good.
I mean, I think the hardest part's just finding out how to get there.
Said to follow the fork, right, to the south.
Yes, what he told you was, so you are in Secomber, which is in the Forgotten Realms. It is sort of just north of the Delimbir River. And there's a ford for the river there in town. Like you can cross the river to the southern side and follow it, and it leads you to the woods. But you guys would know, he called them the Svalich Woods, but those are the Misty Woods. That's not, you're like, but I mean, he had an odd accent. And you're like, well, maybe they call it, people call it something different. I don't know. But you're like, but you've never heard of that place being called Barovia. The woods aren't even that big, But he told you that that's where you would find it.
I mean, this letter clearly states that it's a very wealthy community, and I know that we need adventuring funds. Sounds like our kind of job. I say we take up the con man on his free drink offer, brother, and then we skedaddle. We go see what we can find.
Excellent.
I agree.
So the scrooge of your chairs as you finish off your ale. Or wine. I think you're both drinking ale. Finish off your ales. collect the letter. I'm assuming one of you folds it up and puts it in a pack. Who has possession of the letter currently?
You can take it if you want, Ash.
That's fine.
Okay. So Ash, you fold up and put in your pocket the letter, and you both stand up, and your chairs sort of screech a little on the wooden floor as you stand up and turn and exit the door. Creaking for you, just as it had for the colorful individual who handed you the letter in the first place. And then we cut to, we don't pan because we're not in the same space. So you guys step out the door and the door closes and the screen is dark. And then the next thing we see, Wandress. You stand at the edge of Daggerford with an old human woman, Fira Cloudfang. Her features are weathered from years and years of time in the wilds along the Sword Coast. Tonight, a thick, choking fog clings to the streets at the edge of town where the lamplight ends. You both stare out into the mists. Fira looks at you, and before she speaks, Wandress, if you would please describe your character.
My character is also male. I am a furbolg. I'm about 8 feet tall. I have a light streak through the front of my dark hair. My ears are remarkable, and I'm actually quite proud of them. I'm dressed for adventuring, nothing outlandish or overwhelming, and I have a very serious bend to my attitude. I'm carrying a long quarterstaff.
Excellent.
And I have an amazing, whatever that is, short bow?
Crossbow, light crossbow, I believe.
Crossbow, yes. More about the crossbow later.
Yes. I forgot that I could do this. I'm going to put you guys' portraits up for folks to see. Let me pop over to the map real quick. Bloop. Okay, so this is Wandress over here. This is Ash. Let me find Thorin for a second. Yeah, the power of technology. Where is Thorin? I think, Thorin, were you like the first person to send me yours? Obviously, I have it. Okay, there it is. Why don't I? Okay, hang on. I can do this. Stand by, everyone. I'm going to try technology.
Stand back now.
Stand back. Okay. And
that was actual size, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Okay. Right. It's probably about like that. So there is Ash over here. There is Thorin as well. Okay. Sorry. So Wandress, you describe your character standing there with your stick and your cloak and your light crossbow.
Yes.
And the woman says to you, "Young man, you don't have to go. You don't have to do this. I know you feel your duty or fate or whatever compels you, but you shouldn't go into the mist tonight. I can feel it in my old bones. It's the full moon tonight, lad. The fog might help mask your scent some, but these are no dumb beasts. I know the townsfolk have asked that you investigate and try to find some information about the wolves, and I know that you forest folk are deceptively soft of foot for your size, but please heed my warning. Wait for help. In another 28 days, the Enclave could send other rangers and druids to go with you."
I have no fear of the woods at night. Darkness is my friend. I am really troubled that there is no moon, and I cannot see the stars, and so I must admit, I hesitate. Wolves, you say? You said there are wolves.
Oh, yes.
I could see the heavens. Only I could see the heavens. And you can tell that Wandress is indecisive. He flicks his ears as though to listen for more, and his eyes search upwards through the fog, looking for any semblance of the night sky.
And Wandress, as you sit there with the woman at the edge of Daggerford and stare into the inky void above you, not a star to be seen until the clouds move, and through the fog you can see in the distance the light of the moon sitting in a bed of stars, shining down onto the woods.
Wandress takes his hands and holds them in front of his eyes, and then his ears twitch and he hears the sound. "Dear lady, I am not afraid, and I must go." Grabbing his short crossbow, he dashes into the inky darkness of the woods.
And as he does, the clouds cover and the fog returns. Onyx, A sputtering, dismal fire spits and hisses in the middle of your camp. The cloak of night in these old woods wraps around the feeble circle of light from your fire, and the mists slither and wend their ways between the trees. As you sit, only a few days' travel from where you set out in the heart of the woods, Onyx, would you please describe your character?
Yes. So, Onyx is a 3-foot gnome, stone gnome, that is a wizard, Bladesong wizard, to be specific. He has a darker complexion, as he has spent most of his life in the underground, and his hair is white as well, because of his family history. So, very short. And I do have my wizard spellbook at hand.
Excellent. So Onyx, you sit at your pitiful campfire, making a meal of whatever unfortunate creature you could manage to hunt and whatever berries or mushrooms you thought didn't look all that poisonous, as you begin to hear something moving in the woods outside the frail domain of light from your fire.
Hello? Is anybody there?
Ash and Thorin, you enter the woods. The mists are thick. It is almost impossible to find your way. You are sort of tramping through the underbrush. Hardly can see mere feet in front of your face, but eventually in the fog, you begin to sort of see in the way that fog like scatters light, a glow in the distance.
I think that's a camp up there.
There's definitely some light up there. I'm not sure what it is. Can't see anything in this damned fog.
Yeah, I know it's pretty bad.
Maybe we should kind of sneak up to the fire. I'm not liking the feel of this.
Yeah, I agree with that. Why don't you take lead and I'll kind of travel behind and I can help out if need be.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I think that we're gonna make our way slowly to the fire, not just tromp straight towards it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hang back because I know that stealth isn't my forte.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So, here's what I'll say. Ash, go ahead and make a stealth check. What type of armor does Thorin usually wear?
He's wearing. Oh Lord. He is wearing. I want to say it's scale mail.
Let's see. Warhammer show. Oh no, I need to look at your. It looks like you have chainmail on. So
Okay,
chainmail
yeah,
does impose disadvantage on stealth checks, but because you're hanging back, I'll give you advantage to cancel that out.
Okay.
So make me a flat stealth check. 10. Okay. Onyx, please make me a perception check.
Oh Lord.
Okay, let's see.
19. Yeah, you heard the noise in the brush earlier. We already narrated that, right? So you hear, it almost sounds like someone trying to sneak up to your camp.
I will pull out my spellbook as a precaution and yell out into the fog. I'm warning you, I can fight.
Presumably we hear that, yes?
Yeah, for sure you hear that.
Okay.
Are you saying you want to fight, or are you saying you can fight?
I can fight.
Well, the jig is up. I think that we might as well just come into the light.
Yeah, we mean you no harm.
Okay, yeah, so you enter the camp and you see this gnomish individual, dark complected with light hair, sitting there with a spell book, looking tiny but fierce.
Didn't mean to startle you. These woods are just quite treacherous, so we didn't want to just walk directly into a camp without kind of seeing what was going on. Didn't mean to give off
didn't
the.
mean to startle you.
And you're out here in the night?
Yes.
I kind of cast a look at Thorin, and yeah, see, we met this individual at a tavern that said that there was a town up ahead that needed our expertise, so we're kind of traveling that way.
What type of expertise?
Should we just show him the letter?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Ash just pulls out the letter from their backpack and hands it over to the gnome.
Okay, I will.
Is there a way to like share that?
Yeah, I think I should have showed it to everyone, so I think you all should have the handout mysterious letter to Ash and Thorin in your journals.
Yeah, I will go ahead and take a very deep look into the letter and trying to hold it up and read it with the light that I have, and see if I can determine. Am I able to roll a check for seeing if I know this individual that wrote the letter?
Yeah, sure. You can certainly try.
Okay. Would that be history?
Yeah, I would say history. What do we have? Oof, a nat 1.
Dude.
First nat 1 of the campaign.
Yeah,
folks.
that's a
Hopefully we
big
don't
old
see many of
womp.
those.
Let's get some F's in chat.
Somebody had to do it. Sorry, it was you.
So you're pretty sure that you have met this individual. You think that they are probably the king of an island far, far to the south that is widely known to be a thick jungle area.
It's like, yes, I know this individual. All you have to do is head south, and it's going to be
it's going to be weeks and weeks of travel. Yeah, it's a long, long way. You're going to have to get a boat. It's a ways.
Yeah, it's just a long ways. Like it'll take you guys weeks to get down there. So if you would like, you can hang out here, but I get the tents. So.
Did you say you get the tent?
Yeah.
That is my tent.
A man's tent is his own private kingdom. I shall defend it with
And
my life.
I do not have a tent.
Wondrous.
Well, no worries. A little
Please
small for me anyway.
make me a perception check. I do not have a perception check from you, Wondrous. It's still
Who were you asking to make the perception check?
Wondrous. That would be you.
I did not hear the name.
Oh, sorry.
I apologize.
All good.
It's Wondrous's first F up of the game.
It's okay.
11.
Lemire
Okay.
11.
So you are trying to track down these howling wolves, but they sort of, as you enter the woods and the mist, they get quiet. The moon is out of sight, so they normally howl at the moon, so that kind of makes sense. But as you travel through the woods, I think you're almost fully on top of it before you realize that you are walking into a small sort of circle of firelight. So you're like just outside the camp. Make me a stealth check with disadvantage, I think, because let me ask you this. Were you trying to be stealthy at all, or were you just like traipsing through the woods?
Well, stealth is not what I'm really good at, but of course I was trying to be stealthy.
Okay, yeah. So make a stealth check with disadvantage because you didn't know these people were really here. Okay. Everyone else, please make a perception check.
Ooh. Y'all, we gonna have to get some rolls in here. This is 20. Perception. Sorry. I gotta find that. I'm relearning this. Found it.
Okay, so
Ooh.
here's the thing. Onyx. Ash is too big to fit in your tent. You know this, right? You're looking at Ash and you're like, I don't have nothing to worry about here. He can't really fit in there. Thorin, on the other hand, you have something to watch out for. Strangely enough, though, Ash, there's just something about this tent. There's like a shadow. You're not sure if it's like a stick and a shadow from the firelight or the darkness. Maybe it's like moving. I don't know. There's something hinky about this tent, maybe. And Thorin, you hear a distinctive crack of a branch as Wandress's unfortunate footfall sort of cracks a branch that he didn't notice.
Someone or something's heading towards us. Sure, it's something off in the woods.
Well, I guess that Ash tears their eyes away from the glorious tent to look in the direction that Thorin is kind of talking about.
Do I hear the conversation?
Yeah. Well, okay. I guess Thorin, how quiet are you trying to be when you say that?
Talking kind of low, not wanting to like.
Okay. Yeah. So Wandress, make me a perception check.
Oh gosh. Whoa.
18.
There we
Okay.
go.
So as soon as you felt the branch snap, your whole body froze and you went into like, animal like instinct mode of like freezing and paying close attention to every sound in your surrounding. And you do hear a voice from what you now understand to be a camp say that someone is approaching.
I just stop and wait and listen to hear if anybody starts to move in my direction. Do I see the firelight? We established that.
Yeah, so it's through the fog, so it's sort of diffused and it makes everything very hard to see. And you're probably, a few tens of feet away, right? But so
okay,
yeah.
I'm listening to see if I hear movement.
Okay.
If I don't, I'm going to attempt to stealthily move towards the flickering light I can sometimes see.
Okay. Well, I guess folks in the tent or folks in the camp, Thorin has alerted you to the presence of someone. What do you do?
I'm going to get my axe at the ready just because I don't know who or what's heading towards us just yet.
I mean, we friend, as friends walked into the camp, maybe they're friendly as well. Who goes there? Please step into the light of this. And Ash looks down at the fire. Humble fire.
Oh, the shade.
I will look up with disdain to Ash.
Yes, I love it.
And Ash, what language are you speaking in?
Common.
Okay. Hello? Hello?
Oh, yes. Is someone there?
Yes. I am seeking wolves. I'm tracking. May I approach?
I'm just inviting people into Onyx's camp. Yeah, please step into the fire where we can
come on in, make
face to
yourself
face.
warm. You want to stay in the tent?
Yeah, we got a nice tent. It's glorious.
I just stop stealthily trying to move, and I stride right into the camp. And I'm somewhat startled to see 3 tiny people there in front of me. Oh,
Oof.
good evening.
Yeah, so you all see Wandress, who is, 8 feet tall, wearing like a yellow shirt with this sort of navy blue fur cape, with dark hair and beard with this sort of white streak running through, with a heavy staff in one hand.
Yo, is it as misty up there as it is down here?
Well, I don't know. I would have to lay down on my belly to see what it's like down there.
Oh,
I'm just gonna be like holding my face just out of pure and utter like why am I
Why am I here?
having these people here in my camp?
So I know why I'm in this woods. Why are you little men in these woods on this dreary night?
Well, me and my brother here are looking for a land called Barovia. Have you heard of this?
You can make a history or an arcana or a religion check, Wondrous, if you would like.
Well, it doesn't really matter. I rolled an 18.
18. You maybe have heard the name, but with anything less than a 20, you basically haven't heard of like anything about it.
I am not from here, so it does not ring any bells. You've picked an odd time to be traveling towards anywhere, actually. These woods are not safe. Are you not afraid?
I do believe that we have seen the very thing of nightmares in our line of work. So
Big
a little bit of
facts.
fog is definitely not enough to deter us.
Plus,
Well,
I've got
that-
the protection of Helm to keep
Oh, that
me
is
safe.
very good to know. I also have no fear. I don't understand people who are afraid in the woods, in the dark. It is my favorite time and favorite place. And you, little man, are you afraid?
Everybody's looking at each other like, which one?
Oh, I'm looking down at Onyx very specifically.
I am not afraid. This is my backyard. I have grown up in the woods for a time, so
Oh, I'm very encouraged to hear that. You sound like good compatriots. Are you resting here for the night?
I was resting here for the night. And I plan on resting again soon. So
Yes, we kind of found ourselves like yourself, new friend.
What's your
We
name?
kind of stumbled into this poor gnome's camp. So, as fate would have it, we're all here at the same time, having this conversation.
I would be pleased to rest here with you for a while. I have been searching. I could hear the sounds of wolves off in the distance, but they seem to have quieted. The moon does not appear very often through this mysterious fog. May I join you?
yes, of course, as you have so kindly asked to stay at my camp.
So,
Oh.
Pixel. So is this mist, kind of a common occurrence in these woods, or is it completely new?
Make a history check.
Well, I suppose we should rest as well, brother. Not going to find anything in this
13.
mist.
Yeah, so with a 13, you would know that this forest, the guy called it the Svalish Wood, but it's known as the Misty Forest. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's pretty misty. Like, it's in the name.
Okay, that's fair.
So you're heading to a town called Barovia?
Yes, we were actually up the road a ways, at a tavern, and an individual walked in with a letter addressed to me and my brother here, and they requested our help in a town called Barovia. Something about, let me pull this up because I'm going to butcher this paraphrasing here. Hold on. Kolyan Indirovich
Yes.
Apparently, the love of his life is very, very sick with some sort of evil, and being that we kind of do that sort of thing as our job, we're on our way to try to see what we can do to help.
Evil. Evil, you say?
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
very interested. My name is Wondrous. You can see that I am a Furbolg. I am a druid. And I am looking for an opportunity to encounter evil and to defeat evil. It would satisfy a requirement. Some townspeople close by had told me of a problem in the woods, and with some discussion as to whether or not I should enter or not enter, but woods and darkness are my home. I'm very interested in this situation of which you speak. And you, little man, are you on this quest to save this person also? This lovelorn lady?
I am not entirely sure, as I was just resting here. I am just trying to go on my own journey. But I'm not entirely sure where my journey will take me. So we shall see.
I have told you my name. It is Wondrous. May I know with whom I am resting?
Yes, my name is Onyx. Pleased to meet you, Wanders.
I won't call you little man anymore. I will call you Onyx.
And I'm Thorin.
And
Good
I'm
evening,
Ash.
Thorin. Good evening, Ash. Well, perhaps we could all benefit by traveling together. That isn't something that I've ever done.
Yeah, normally it's just Ash and I, but definitely until we get to a point where we can go our own separate ways, band together for some security and stuff.
Well, one thing is certain. If you're looking for the pine cones in the higher part of the trees, you'll have a much better time with me alongside.
That is true.
I do believe there would be benefits in traveling together. However, I'm not sure what direction our gnome friend Onyx is traveling. But absolutely, if you're heading to the southern part of, I've already forgot the name of this river. I need to write it down. But we would love to have your company.
It is the Delimbier River. I'll put it in chat.
Thank you.
Yeah, I need a new book.
Not that I think it's going to do us good in the long run, but hey, I'm going to write it down in case it comes up in conversation.
Excellent. Okay, so it is sort of the middle of the night at this point. Well, it's late at night. I don't know. It's like 4 a.m. or anything. But you all wandered into the woods alone at night. So what do? You're at this camp. You guys stay in the night. Or are you gonna pack up and head out? What's your pleasure?
So, Onyx, is it okay if we just kind of stay around here with you tonight?
Yes, as you finally asked, yes, you may.
By the way, everybody take inspiration because the sniping has been absolutely amazing. I love it. I'm here for it. 100%.
Listen, you can't. What is it you tell me all the time? Can't put the ball in the tee with the fire and not expect me to be like, oh.
Yeah. Can't put the ball in the tee and expect me not to take a swing. I say it all the time.
I don't know how to do inspiration on this.
There's a little box up top. You can just click it.
Just click on the box and it'll
I see it now.
Puts a little dragony mark in your thing.
Cool. Well, brother, what do you say that we, since I've insulted the poor gnome's fire, let's fix this up and have a proper fire.
Yes, let's do it.
And Ash will gather up some strewn about twigs and branches and stuff to kind of help stoke this fire.
And while you are doing that, as the fire starts to grow, Wanders is going to reach into his pack and pull out a rabbit or two that can be stuck on the fire to cook. He's got berries. He's got a flagon of water and all kinds of food that he has foraged through the day. And he shares with his companions.
Excellent. Okay, is anyone taking watch, or are you guys just like sleeping willy nilly? What's the strat here, friends? The plans.
So I definitely think at least one person needs to kind of stay up and keep watch.
Even with our XL-sized friend, I think that we may want to set up at least for the wolves.
Yes.
Well, I'm certainly willing to take a watch. We are all fellows who have to take a full rest, don't we, in order to revitalize ourselves for the next day?
I know there's a bit of ale in my system. I definitely could stand to sleep off.
Yeah.
So
Excellent.
should we do 2-hour watches and everyone take one through the night?
I think that would be fine. Then get us all 6 hours of sleep.
Oh, this is so interesting to me to have compatriots. I think I might like this so much better than having to sit up all night by myself. I will take whichever watch you desire. First, second, third, fourth.
I can take first watch.
Yeah, making a quick decision. Ash will pick a soft part of the ground near the fire and conk out.
I will take the second watch.
I can do the final watch.
And I'll kick Ash away for the third watch.
Excellent. Yeah, and I think some of you guys may have like adventuring packs. You probably have at least like a bedroll or something like that. So I believe Thorin was on first watch, and the rest of you sort of conk out. Thorin, as you sit on watch, what do? Are you like just watching and listening very carefully? Are you like praying or meditating? Are you just like chilling? Like, what's Thorin's modus operandi when it comes to watches?
So since we're all just kind of dying down for the night, I'm going to spend a little bit of time meditating.
Okay.
Just because I doubt, anybody's going to come as soon as we, kind of lay down to go to sleep and stop making noise.
So Thorin, you're a cleric. You have a connection with your deity. You get like direct magical powers from them and stuff. What does it normally feel like for you when like you experience like the presence of your deity? Like, do you have experience of that outside of just getting the magic, or like what is that? How does that work for you?
I kind of feel a calm assurance that I have the full weight of Helm, with me. And that just kind of gives me the drive and motivation I need to get through, whatever I'm trying to do.
So Thorin, as you sit and meditate, awaiting and expecting, it's not every time, but most of the time when you do this, you feel that sense of connection wash over you. You feel it's like the most tenuous thread you've ever felt. Helm is far away from this place. And when you were like last night when you did this, when you were in the city, totally fine. Not a problem at all. This is new and different.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out my holy symbol and instead of meditating, I'm going to go into full-on prayer just to try to establish that connection.
Yeah. So, it's you like when you receive magic from your deity, like the way that feels, you can tell that connection is still there. You will still be able to use your holy magic.
Right.
But it's just like the presence of the of Helm himself is just distant here. Wandress, you have been granted inspiration. VP or Ash has been granted inspiration. Oh, incidentally, and there's no real place to mark this on your sheet at this point, guys, but for the purposes of Ages of Ainor, and this is to folks in chat as well, you'll see in the channel points that there's if you redeem enough channel points, which is pretty high, but you can grant inspiration to a member of the chat. Basically with that, or to a member of the team. Basically what inspiration does, when I ask them to roll a check, they can roll the dice twice and use the higher number. You guys who are playing, for the purposes of these streams, you actually have 2 inspiration slots, one from chat and one from me. So you guys can hold up to 2 inspirations at once, because I want the folks in chat who are like donating those to be able to have those. I will tell you guys in chat that try not to give inspiration to somebody who's just gotten it and hasn't used it yet, because it's not like an endless stack of inspiration. I don't know how we're going to do this with like 25 of you in here. We may have to kind of play fast and loose with this a little bit. We'll figure that part out. But just so you guys know how that channel point thing works and what that means. And then you guys in the party, the chat inspiration and the DM inspiration are separate sort of blocks for you to track. So
yeah, I just wrote it down in my notebook as an extra thing.
Excellent. Very cool. I think there's a way to put it on your sheets. I may do that in between sessions, but anyway. And so, yeah, nothing else happens. There's no attacks or anything like that, Thorin, but you just can tell that there's like something funny about these woods.
Something funny about these parts.
So, and when the time comes, I believe you are waking up Wandress.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and just kind of nudge Wanderous awake and say, "Hey, it's your turn for watch."
I'm on board. Thank you so much. Was there anything of note while you watched?
Nope, seemed pretty calm to me.
Oh, I hope that continues. Any sounds of wolves?
No, I didn't hear anything.
All right, very good. Sleep well.
Thank you.
And Onyx, you have inspiration from chat as well.
Wanderous spends his time moving around the camp. He tries to be quiet. He spends a lot of time looking up. As a result of that, it is possible that he stumbles over a twig or a rock, because he is entirely focused on looking through the trees and attempting to see if there are stars. He might not make the best watchman in the woods at night, because he looks up more than he looks around. He might even try to climb a tree a bit if there is one with a lower branch nearby.
Oh, and Thorin has chat inspiration as well.
We
So
don't
other
need all
folks
this
who are
extra
in chat
inspiration.
saving up all your inspiration points, wait till these guys use. And then players, if you would please try to indicate when you're using inspiration, if you're using DM or chat inspiration, whatever, you know. I tend to be pretty liberal with my inspiration for you guys, but that way they can track who has it so they don't waste any channel
The
points.
secret to inspiration is RP.
Yeah,
I know the ways.
we know the ways. Okay, so Wandress,
Yes.
there is not a single star anywhere in the sky. You can't see the moon. Nothing.
Wanderous has already said that he's comfortable in the woods and that he is comfortable in darkness, but he doesn't feel very comfortable tonight. he feels troubled, burdened a bit because of a separation. You really, if you could see him, would get the idea that for Wanderous, connection to the heavens is extremely important. He mutters a bit, shakes his head, and waits until the end of his watch to move towards Ash. Before his watch ends, DM, does anything occur to him?
Nope. The woods
Knowing-
are eerily quiet.
Knowing that his foot is quite large and Ash not so large, he does nudge him with his boot, but rather gently, a mere tap, which flips Ash over from his front to his back.
Yep, I'm up.
It's your turn.
Yeah,
Night has been quiet. I have heard nothing, and I have seen nothing. There are no
Dismissed, I believe that.
stars. The woods are dark and ominous. Good night.
All right, Ash will pick themselves up and find a nice tree to kind of lean up against.
Ash, when you roll that thing that you roll, does that happen every time you sleep, or does that happen only at the end of a long rest? How does that work for you?
I was going to do that with long rest.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm kind of going to play it a lot by the seat of my pants.
No, it's all good.
For
Yeah.
role play.
I just wanted to know if I needed to call for a roll right there or not.
Yep.
Because we hadn't
Yep.
really discussed that
For
quite
sure.
yet. So, Ash, you are unceremoniously roused into wakefulness. What do you typically do as you watch this evening?
After picking themselves up and kind of spitting out a little bit of dirt and brushing off clothes, Ash is going to find, again, a tree to kind of nestle up to, lean up against, and kind of similar to what Wondrous was doing, kind of looks up towards the sky. And after they're sure everybody is asleep again, Ash reaches into their pocket and pulls out a locket. It's just a tiny little golden locket. And when you open it up, there is a tiny depiction of a dwarven family with there being two dwarven parents, an older son, and a tiny infant dwarven girl. And Ash kind of flips it open and closes it kind of absently, and occasionally look down and look at it for a few moments, and then go back to looking.
Ash, one of the times that you flip open the locket, you see the picture of the little dwarven girl in the locket. And she's sort of staring off into the middle distance as the rest of the family is, looking at presumably whoever the portrait, painter is. In the portrait, she turns her head and looks at you. And her face flashes like a skull for just a second. And then you blink, and the portrait is back to normal.
I'm going to say that I definitely dropped the locket in surprise at that, and kind of quickly pick it up, and I would say reopen it and just kind of like,
Yeah.
what?
After from that point forward, no matter how much you stare at it, it doesn't change again. I don't know. Maybe you imagined it. You are tired. Your third watch is tough. You get like a couple hours of sleep, and you got to wake up and then sleep a little bit again. It's probably the least comfortable watch, but maybe your eyes are playing tricks on you, Ash. That's probably it.
All right. I'm just going to rub some sleep out of the eyes and put the locket back in my pocket. Maybe had a little bit too much ale, more than I thought.
Yeah. And nevertheless, despite maybe you're not as paying attention as you might have been, your watch as well passes uneventfully.
All right. I'm going to go knock on the tent.
So Ash, you hear like of the knocking on the tent, like a
Hey, time for you to get up. Hey.
Yeah, yeah. I am awake. Awake. And I'll slowly crawl out of the tent, quote unquote.
Even though I'm sorely tempted, I'll go back to my spot near the fire.
Okay. So
Boundaries
Ash,
are important to Ash.
Ash.
Said not to touch the tent. We're not going to touch the tent.
You are troubled and envious. You have tent envy. But you go back to sleep. And Onyx, talk to me about how Onyx takes watch.
Yeah, so for the most part, Onyx will be studying his wizard spellbook as much as he can, just to try to reinforce the spells that he already has learned so far.
Gotcha. So yeah, let's talk about your wizarding spellbook. Is that like 100% like your notes and things that you've taken? Is that stuff that you like inherited from your master or mentor? Like what all exactly? Talk to me about it.
Yeah, so I think it would be mostly as if like in school you have your teacher mark up certain things. So like this would be some of my more revised notes, but there would still be marks from my teacher in there helping me correct what I need to on there.
Okay. Gotcha.
But mostly it's going to be my book that I've put together after all of the learning that I've gone through for that. So.
Okay. One second. Onyx, as you look in the text, you see that some of the letters begin to curl and unfold themselves. And it seems to be the things written in your mentor's handwriting.
Okay. I will try to blink away and rub my eyes of the sleep.
It's weird. You blink. You must have been imagining it.
Yeah.
You almost thought it said... You were just reading along, the notes that were saying, now you have to make sure that you take the third sigil of the arcane and the fire in the fourth quadrant and apply that to the ninth circle. And it's this just weird arcane nonsense of how you memorize these spells. And apply it to the ninth circle and please help me. And no. And you have to be very careful with the flourishes on every third letter. I'm trapped here. No. Every third letter, because otherwise the spell can break. Right. Come look for me near the mountain. Help. And then it's every time you blink, it's like, what the it goes back to normal. I don't know, man.
Okay. I guess I will try to like memorize some of it after like the first incident.
Yeah. And the harder you think about it, you can't even like once you know what it said, but like when you think about it in your brain sees the image of the page as it's supposed to be. It's like in your brain, the only thing that you can see written on that page is your master's flowing handwriting telling you not to forget the flourish on every third every third letter of the ninth circle when you apply the fourth sigil of arcane fire. Otherwise, the spell will fail.
Okay. I will just mutter to myself, "Oh, that must have just been my tiredness."
Yeah. Are you taking notes? Like
Yeah.
when yeah, so the last thing that you're writing, you go to write, you dip your quill into the ink and splash your letters across this page. It's hard to tell in the firelight, but for just a split second, it looks like, you know what it looks like. It looks like blood on the page. But then, oh God, what the fuck? No, it's fine. It's just ink. It's just ink. So that one letter was just a little dribbly there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll just chalk it out. It's these people. They've kind of wrecked my evening. So.
Yeah, these big, what is the word? Ungraceful louts have slumped into your camp. And you caught them eyeing your precious tent, wishing that they were small enough to enjoy its comfort, and sort of coziness, as only a gnome can truly do. Nevertheless, after a long and fitful night, I'd say that the day dawns. But you could call it dawn, I guess, because the sky is just this constant, flat, toneless, monochrome, overcast gray. It doesn't rain. The fog is sort of still creeping in around the edges, but it recedes somewhat. And but you can't even really see where the sun is. There's hardly a shadow because you're barely blocking any light because it just diffuses kind of up in the clouds. Onyx, do me a favor and make a survival check for me.
Okay.
18, fabulous. Onyx, these are not the same trees that you went to sleep around. Now that you can see in the light, they're not the same species. They're not in the same places. Baby girl, you ain't in Kansas anymore.
Okay. Out of I guess just out of kind of like a like I guess concern, I will go ahead and just walk around, make sure I'm not like sleeping. I'll try to splash myself with a little bit of water.
Yeah.
Just trying to make sure I'm not dreaming.
Yeah, so what water do you use? Like, do you have some in a like
Yeah, I'll just use like the
water
water
skin?
that I had.
Okay.
Yeah, like in water skin.
Yeah, so you splash some water on your face, but no, resolutely, unfortunately, because last night you saw some stuff, but you were tired, and these people had you out of sorts. But like, no matter how many times you blink, no matter how maybe 2 or 3 times you try to splash the water in your face,
yeah,
those trees are still not quite where they're supposed to be. They're still not quite the same type of tree. And as you look at them, it's like a lot of them, like they're thick. But like a lot of the leaves have kind of fallen off, and it's not even really the right time of year for that exactly. But some of them have all their leaves. It's weird, man.
Okay. Well, I will go ahead and wake everybody up and just be like, hey guys, this is a terrible joke. Like, come on. Like like we shouldn't like be playing around with each other like this. Like let's just go back. Like we should just try to find our way like to where we need to go.
Joke. I'm
I
not
love
a good-
familiar with that word.
I love a good joke, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about. Like,
Look, I'm sorry
What
I
do
was
you mean?
eyeballing the tent. Okay, I didn't touch it. I didn't draw on it. I literally slept, proverbially like a rock. Okay,
well, just look. Like, yeah, I know
Ash, hang on. Ash, roll for me.
just a 20.
No, it's your thing that you roll. That thing that you roll when this happens.
shit.
Roll that.
Wait, what did I say I was going to roll for that? You might have to remind me.
I think you can just right click on your token, and where it says multi-sided, you can just click random side.
Oh, random. Oh, that's beautiful.
Look,
Oh my God.
I'm a wizard, guys. I know how to run Roll20. Okay. Ash,
looking-
fabulous. Ash, you wake up of the persuasion in which you went to sleep.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to derail that, but continue.
It's okay. I didn't touch the tent. Is the moral of the story. You were on last watch. How could I have missed with the tent?
come on. Like, I was tired, y'all. And look, you moved us to like a different clearing. Like this, like we're just, yeah. Come on. Like, look at those trees. Like, you can't fool me.
Presumably we look at the trees, yeah.
Wander starts to just rotate sort of in place and tries not to trip while he's doing it.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody else, make me a survival or investigation check, whichever you prefer.
Oh, you know I'm using investigation. That's like my whole thing.
Okay. Okay. 10. Okay. So our survival check, folks, with the 10 to 13, as Onyx points it out, you too realize, like, wait a minute. The clearing that you're in, like the trees aren't really in the same place. They're not the same type of tree. They're not the same species of trees that you are familiar with from these woods. With the 17, Ash, you realize as you look, there's a spot like, you know how fog works, right? Like it's the mists are almost always like you can see however far you can see in any given direction. Ash, you can see farther to the south than you can in any other direction. For some reason, like the mists here are not symmetrical in a concentric circle around you. There is like part of the mist where you can see farther.
Okay. Yeah, so these I'm assuming I realized also that the trees
Yeah,
are-
you also, the
okay.
trees. Well, yeah, because here's the thing. You're looking south, right? And you can see just at the edge of maybe what looks like you see through the woods a little bit. You almost feel like you get the sense of a hint of a trail. But like you guys came into the woods and went south to find this clearing, and you know there's not another trail over there.
Okay.
Right? So like the trail was north. And maybe if you went far enough north, you would see the trail again, but you can see further south and you're sort of like, I don't think there was a trail over there.
I can assure you, Onyx, that me or my brother, neither of us can change the way trees work or look. I'm not sure about Wondrous, but also,
Yeah, man, I'm a
if you guys-
cleric. I can't do any of that.
if you guys will direct your attention southward, you guys can see pretty far in this fog. Yeah, it seems like there's like a trail up ahead that I'm
Yeah, you
pretty
can see
sure wasn't
like
there before.
50 feet to the south, and you can see like 15 feet to the north, or the east or the west in any other direction.
Huh. That's odd. I mean, it's almost like the mist is kind of directing us that way.
Is that the way you wanted to go? I have no specific direction in mind.
So yeah, we wanted to head south, kind of along the Delimber River. So I mean, yeah, that's kind of the way we were wanting to go.
Yeah. The letter that we have, or the individual that was directing us to this Barovia, whatever that is, said that it would be south to follow the river ford or cross the river at the ford.
Well, if we go south, possibly we will come to the river and then maybe things will be explained. I have never been in a woods where the trees changed. They changed with the seasons and the leaves fell and then the leaves came again, but the trees themselves remained the same tree. This is odd.
Yeah, this
definitely strange.
seems like we woke up in a completely different forest.
Is that what you meant by joke, Onyx, when the forest changes?
I will awkwardly just be like, well, I guess, yeah, I'm.
So that's what a joke is. I will take note of that.
I will I will try to kind of like interject, but as she was or as he was talking, I would just be okay, well, I'm gonna give up on explaining what a joke is, so
Excellent. Okay, well, it's it's daytime. You're in an unfamiliar place. Everything's weird and creepy, and you've all had strange nights filled with apparitions and weird, uncomfortable shit. Guys, what do you do? What next? Tell me, what's next for the party?
I know that me and Thorin have intentions of traveling south to try to find Barovia, and definitely want to figure out what's going on. Maybe somebody in the nearest town is going to know why trees like to play musical chairs. But
Right.
Obviously, Wonders, you said that you were interested in traveling with us. Onyx, I'm not sure what your plan is, but feel free to join us
Yeah, you can
after we've
accompany us.
crashed your party, of course.
yeah, and I will go ahead and crash your party now. So
Party crashers.
Excellent. Okay, so the plan is to head for the... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you just see Wanderous pondering over the phrase crash your party.
Okay, so the plan is to head for the trail and follow it to hopefully find a settlement?
I suspect that I should go in front. If I try to walk behind you, I might inadvertently, kick you in the ass. So maybe I should go in front.
I am a fan of that idea. I am already well acquainted with your boot and do not want to be on the receiving end of that again.
Try to keep up, and I'll take small steps.
Okay. So you guys make your way to the trail and begin to travel. You begin to travel west as you'd been instructed along the trail.
No, my bad.
And about
South this whole time.
well, so you travel south to the trail, and then you travel west because the trail runs east and west to begin with, right?
Gotcha.
And you guys walk a pretty long way before you find anything. You've been on the road for about 5 hours. This trail is about 20 feet across. Is there anything that you guys are doing as you go?
Well, how do they do walking along with me?
I don't know. Are you walking? I mean, you all. Basically, it's based on your movement speed. So, Onyx probably has a little trouble keeping up, but
And
you know.
me.
Yeah, and the dwarf. So, they move a little more slowly than you do, but not
Well,
too
I
bad.
feel like I end up not thinking about it because I am looking up whenever possible. So I probably would get a little bit ahead, but then would stumble over something in my way because I'm not paying attention and stop and wait for them. So I'm probably kind of like jiggy jagging along.
Excellent. So yeah, you guys travel for about 5 hours when you begin to see something in front of you in the distance. I will describe it to you here. So the fog spills out of the out of the forest to swallow up the road behind you, as you'd been experiencing, almost like it's leading you now along the road. You could see further to the south than any other direction, but once you hit the road, now you could see further west than anywhere else. And ahead, actually clearing wider than you've been able to see, several hundred feet, in fact, jutting from these impenetrable woods on both sides of the road are high stone buttresses, looming gray in the fog. Huge iron gates hang on the stonework. Dew clings with cold tenacity to the rusted bars. 2 headless statues of armed guardians, some 150 feet tall, flank the gates, their heads now lying among the weeds at their feet. They greet you with only silence. The gates are closed.
Wow. That's big.
I think we found Barovia.
We found something.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you know those were here?
Had no idea.
Yeah. No, definitely have never been here before.
Well,
No? Okay.
but it's obviously a sign that of people and places.
Yeah, I think this is a good sign that we might be able to find out where we're at. I guess we should go see who's home,
So,
yeah?
knock on the door.
Yeah, you begin to approach the gates. They stand about 80 feet tall, massive iron bars. And as you get within about 20 or 30 feet, really creaking, horrible noise of long rusted iron gates slowly creak open. Just wide enough for you to walk through, but no wider.
We've really got to invent WD-40 for this land.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, there must be someone there. These gates didn't open by themselves unless it's a joke.
Let's hope it's not a joke, pal. I say we go see who opened the door, yeah?
Agreed.
Yeah, you walk through the gates. I don't know who opened the door. Ain't nobody there. You're actually not even sure you see a mechanism whereby a person could open these things from here.
Okay, this thing, there's no way that this 80-foot door just opened by itself.
No,
Or
there's.
however.
I mean, I didn't prep any spells. I can't use like detect magic or anything.
Oh, I can do that. Do you want me to?
I mean, if you want.
It'll take a few minutes.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna walk a little further in and see what I can see while they're checking out the gate. Not far, 10, 15 feet or whatever.
Yeah, you walk in, and the road past the gates, pretty similar to the road on the other side of the gates. You do see ahead that it begins to sort of slope off to the southwest. So it's like it's heading west, and then it kind of begins to curve to the left.
Did you say one of the statues' heads, were they both on the other side, or did you say one of them was on this side?
Both of the heads of the statues are in front of the gates,
Oh, okay.
lying on the ground, covered in moss. It looks like they've been there for a pretty long time. Did you have any questions about it?
Well, I'm definitely going to cast detect magic. Take the time to do that while he's looking around.
Yeah, all right. So the gates themselves, you would maybe detect a faint trace of abjuration and transmutation on the gates. And you would detect traces of abjuration and conjuration, which is an odd combination in the fog.
Okay, well, David, help the mother of everyone here present. What are those schools?
So abjuration is warding magic. That would be like banishing, shielding, anything that is going to stop some other magical effect from happening, or is going to stop certain type of creature from getting through a ward or something like that, or is going to block an entity from another plane from existing on this plane, that kind of thing. Conjuration is summoning magic. That's when you summon a creature from another plane. If you conjure a fae or a woodland being or an imp or a devil or whatever, or even sometimes if you're creating something from nothing, like transmutation would be, which is the other thing. Transmutation is when you change an object. So that would be something to the effect of like, you know, turning, like do you have Druidcraft as one of your cantrips?
No.
Okay. Well, you would know of druids who can transmute, like, you know, to make seeds bloom. You know, maybe there are like wizards, and this is for Trish. I don't know that Wanderson knows, but like a wizard turning copper to gold or something like that's transmutation magic. Taking something and turning into something else. Turning a creature to stone is transmutation. Turning them back is transmutation, right?
Fellow adventurers, come close. I have had success with my detect magic, and I know that, yes, there is magic here. There is some warding of protection, possibility that that things have been changed to appear as something they are not, which would certainly explain the trees. And also even a possibility of things being summoned. So what I can tell you is that we are now in a land of magic and spells, and we are not where we were at this time yesterday.
You don't think this whole...
also, sorry, none of you have ever heard of any gates like this in these woods, especially not you, Onyx.
Okay.
Like the Mistwood where you knew that you basically were previously. It's like, that's...
Yeah.
You've been there a long time. You never heard of any giant gates with headless soldiers. Sorry, go ahead, Ash.
You don't think that this whole thing is just a big illusion then, do you? Like, maybe we're in the same exact place and all this is just an illusion?
No, I don't seem to be sensing an illusion.
Right, yeah. Illusion is a different school of magic, and no wonder you're not sensing illusion here.
No, this is more a case of we've been... What would the word be? We've been moved. We've been moved.
Can I cast
You've
detect
been
evil
joked.
and
It's when the
good?
forest changes. Can you detect what now?
Can I cast detect evil and good just to see if
Sure. Yeah, let's look at detect evil and good. Can you put the spell card in chat by any chance?
yes.
Yeah, beautiful.
While he's doing that,
That's what
I
we
think that
like.
I will kind of move over and look at the fallen heads of the statues out of curiosity.
Yeah, sure.
So mainly
okay.
just looking to see if the objects have been magically consecrated or desecrated.
Yeah, so you basically get a faint whiff of desecration in like this whole place, and I don't know what your detect evil and good normally, how you normally experience that, but I think here it's the smell of death, faint, rot in your nostrils. Ash, you go and look at the you go and look at the heads. Oh, also, sorry, detect evil and good as well, though. You would be used to this, but you do detect Fae from your brother.
Right.
And Ash, so you make your way over to the heads. And begin investigating them. The heads are just sort of like nameless soldiers, it seems. They appear to be male faces with helms on. The features are sort of nondescript beneath the helms.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah. All right.
Seems
Anything
like
else
an
you guys
awful
do?
lot of trouble to go to just make two random, 80-foot tall no names, but okay.
Yeah. Onyx, is there anything that you're doing as you look at these statues or the gates or anything like that?
I guess I will go ahead and try to look for any type of tome that might look magical.
Okay.
Just to see. If there's anything.
Yeah, make an investigation check for me.
Okay.
12. Okay. Onyx, as you look around, you actually go through the gates. And you catch the faint scent. Oh, kind of makes your stomach turn for a second. You catch the faint whiff of death on the air.
Ah.
But no, there's no magic books or anything, unfortunately.
Okay. I will go ahead and look over at Ash and say, hey, do you smell that?
Do I smell that?
Make an investigation check.
Gotcha.
We have a dog crashing the stream.
Oh,
Hello. Sorry.
yeah.
I know
he's
we're all
being a
supposed to be
little
very
needy.
scary people, but there's a dog. In case anyone was curious.
Twinsies.
12. Yeah, you too smell the smell of a. You smell the smell of probably a corpse. You're familiar with that smell, I think.
Yeesh. Yeah, that smell, my friend, is called dead person or
Yeah.
thing.
Cadaverific.
I look up at him and I'm like, that. Oh, really? That's what that smells like. Very sarcastically.
What do you want? Investigation Pro. I say that we go right along. This still seems to be our best, smell of death aside. It seems to be our best bet of finding other people. Hopefully, the majority of them will be alive when we find them, though, so we can find out where we're at.
Yeah.
I mean, I did get like a faint, when I cast Detect Evil and Good, got a distinct, like faint kind of like evil feeling, but I think, kind of has something to do with the death smell,
Yeah.
Well, that seems like a good indication that we're at least on the right path.
Make an intelligence. Okay, actually, tell you what. Give me a religion or arcana check. Up to you, Thorin.
Damn.
8. Yeah. It's hard to tell. They are similar. You get almost the sense that like the evil that you're smelling in the land is older. Like this is like fresh corpse, and like you're only a level 1 cleric, but you've probably seen or heard of like undead or something like that, or you've been in crypts and had to like deal with bodies and things, and like you're training as an acolyte or whatever. So it's like the smell of old death versus the smell of like fresh death, and this is fresher.
Okay.
So it's like because you had the spell up, you have this like 2 smells, and then as you get closer, the new corpse smell begins to sort of overpower as the spell wears off. So,
Makes sense.
So you guys like trying to follow your nose to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow here?
I guess we may as well just go in.
That seems like a protagonist thing to do.
All right. So, towering trees, whose tops are lost in the heavy gray mist, block out all but a death gray light. The tree trunks are unnaturally close to one another, and the woods have the silence of a forgotten grave, yet exude the feeling of an unvoiced scream as the foul scent leads you to a human corpse half buried in the underbrush about 15 feet from the road. The young man appears to be a commoner. His muddy clothes are torn and raked with claw marks. Crows have been at the body, which is surrounded by paw prints. The man has obviously been dead for several days and holds a crumpled envelope in one hand.
So when you say the man's been dead for a couple of days, I mean, is he still recognizable, or has kind of decomposition kind of set in?
I mean, I think if you don't recognize the face, but a person probably still could to some extent. I mean, crows have been at it, but like between the clothing and the general face and hair, like a person that knew who this was could probably tell who it was, but you certainly don't.
Okay.
At the risk of taking the lead again, I do want to say that Ash probably walks, again, kind of being used to this whole situation, probably walks directly up to the corpse and tries to gently get the letter from the corpse's grasp.
Yeah.
When Wanderous realizes what you all have been talking about, he walks over right up to the body with Ash. He doesn't pay any attention really to what Ash is doing about the letter, but he would say, "Oh, this is not right. We can't leave this here. We must burn him. I will burn him."
I think I agree with the big guy. If you wouldn't mind, if we could just take a quick look before you do that, that way we can see if there's anything else on the body or anything. That way, if we find some people, maybe we can let them know what's happened.
If you feel that you must, I will wait, but we cannot leave a dead creature unburned. The ashes must be restored to the heavens. We must burn him.
I think that is a perfect idea. Just let us get a quick look, and then I will definitely help you do that.
While he is looking, I will gather wood, and that's what Wanderous is going to do, is look around and see if there's some brush or something that's dry that he could build a pyre.
Sure. Yeah. Make an investigation check. And Ash, you take the letter?
Yeah.
So yeah, this letter has a large B set on a wax seal. Investigation check 7. So there's lots of. Go ahead.
Excuse me. I'm going to use my chat inspiration.
Okay, beautiful.
And do that again.
Yeah, go ahead and let it rip.
Oh,
do you want to use your DM inspiration too?
Yes, I do. I want to more than life itself.
There it is. Hang on, we got a sound for that. Toasty. There it is. There's the toasty. First nat 20 of the game on making sure this guy burns. Okay, real quick to answer the question. Pandemonium. So the inspiration is a channel points redemption thing. Basically, once you accrue enough channel points, and it is a lot so that it doesn't happen like too much and kind of break the game, you can, for 2,500 channel points, give a inspiration to one of the players. So it takes a little while of watching, but by the time you watch like a whole episode, you should have enough. So just to quickly explain, because we never really explained that to the folks. Okay, and so we got that nice 20. And so you, at first you're struggling. You're like, all of this wood is so damp and soaked from the fog. You eventually come across the idea of like using a lot of like smaller twigs and kindling to begin the fire, and then use that to kind of build a bigger fire. And Wanderous, your redeemed inspiration has been regranted. We've had some folks who have watched a whole lot of episodes in the past, and actually Kyber there has been in some streams with us, and so he's got probably a lot of channel points to spend. Anyway, thank you guys for being so active. We do appreciate the chat. So you do manage to get a pyre going, Ash. So yeah, this envelope has a different seal than the one that you had. It has a big letter B in the wax.
Okay. Thorin,
Yes.
take a look at this with me real quick.
Okay.
And I think that we're going to break this seal, baby.
Yeah, hang on 1 second. I gotta. Okay, so this letter is not addressed to any particular person the same way yours was. And it reads as follows. I don't know if you guys want to read that or if you want me to do it.
I can if you want me to, but if you feel like you want to, that's fine. It's up to you.
It doesn't matter to me. Thorin did the last one. Why don't you do this one?
Okay. Hail thee of might and valor. Sounds familiar. I, the burgomaster of Barovia, send you honor with despair. My adopted daughter, the fair Irina Kolyana, has been these past nights bitten by a vampire. For over 400 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. Now my dear Irina languishes and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So say to you, give us up for dead and encircle this land with the symbols of good. Let holy men call upon their power, that the devil may be contained within the walls of weeping Barovia. Leave our sorrows to our graves and save the world from this evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we all departed for a better life. Kolyan Indirovich, Burgomaster. Why would he write two letters, one asking for help, and then this person have a letter sending people away?
So one is saying his like the love of his life, and then the other saying his adopted daughter.
Yeah.
So it
also, I will tell you this. They are not written in the same handwriting.
Okay, let me pull this other one up next to it here.
It's not letting me pull the first one up.
Is it not? Let me.
No.
Okay, let me make sure to add it to all of you guys' journals. Oh no, it says it's in all players.
Yeah, no, but
you might have to try refreshing your roll 20.
okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's signed by the same person, but very different messages and very different handwriting.
Yeah,
Well, you can actually see it in the picture. I just realized that because obviously I wasn't about to try to read that cursive.
Yeah, strange.
So, I mean, do you think this guy's like? I mean, this is me like talking to Ash, so it's like. So, I mean, do you think this guy's like kind of, bullshitting us, or, everything just kind of seems sketchy with this? You know what I mean?
That I am at a loss. I do know one thing. This is definitely our kind of job.
I mean, it totally is.
This letter here says that there's a vampire that's kind of terrorizing the people, and that's right up our alley.
I mean, yeah, the undead's kind of our specialty.
And one I'm sorry, Trish.
Go ahead.
And one other thing that I will have to say, as far as cross-referencing, they both do claim that this town has lots of money,
which we could use.
Which we could definitely use. Obviously, we would rather help the people out, but
well, yeah.
The money doesn't matter. This is wrong. This is evil. They are talking about bodies that have been resurrected and not burned. This cannot be. This is evil. We must resolve this. We must find this monster and return his ashes to the stars.
So, Ash, it seems like, okay, so it seems like the letter that was delivered to us was written before this Irina Kolyana died. And in the second letter, it seems like this she's dead, so I wonder, just trying to like timestamp these letters here as to like when they were written.
Real quick, I do want to say that we definitely call over Wondrous and Onyx to kind of show them what we're looking at, because they've obviously seen the first letter too. But another thing I found really weird is that this first letter was very much addressed specifically to me and you. And
Yes.
do we see an addressee on the second one at all? Like, is
No,
there?
we just see the,
That's a big hell no, baby.
Okay, yeah. So
That one
that's
seems, and you can tell from the way it's written, that one seems to be like just a general letter written to like no
gotcha.
discernible single person.
makes sense.
It's written to thee of might and valor. You guys' was also written that way, but had your name on the envelope, right?
Gotcha.
Yes.
I was just curious about that. I'm definitely with Wondrous. I would definitely say that I would definitely want to check this out. We can't just, in knowing good and well there's a vampire on the loose, we can't just let that be. This is kind of what me and my brother do for our living, is we hunt down these kinds of monsters. So yes, the money is definitely not the most important part of this, but we also do get paid to do this. Is all I meant by that, pal. I do think that we should go check it out, regardless of the kind of ominous warning in the second letter. I think it's worth checking out if you guys are with us.
Oh, I will go with you. This must be corrected. This evil must be corrected.
Well,
It is interesting and of note that the first letter says, come help, and the second letter, which does not match in any way, says, stay away. I find that important. Perhaps the second letter is to frighten weak people away.
It could very well be. Or it could be saying, if we realize that we can't win, to try to contain the evil within so that it doesn't affect the rest of the world. Or maybe I'm just digging too deep into it.
So that would mean close the gates so they cannot be opened. I might be able to do that.
I mean, I definitely think that that's, option B. Option A, we try to kill the vampire and restore this land to what it was and, save the people. But if we can't, then option B is kind of like stop the vampire from affecting the rest of the world.
What do you think, Onyx?
Yeah, you're kind of quiet there, Onyx.
Any
Onyx is like, I didn't sign up for this shit. I just went camping.
I should have never smoked that shit. Sorry.
Shouldn't have eaten the shrooms.
Yeah, we did. It is canon that you ate some shrooms you thought were probably not too poisonous yesterday.
Trip for Onyx.
Oh goodness. Yeah, I think that we should investigate this matter and see what type of magical knowledge we can also gain from this.
Fair enough. I think that I'm going to pocket both of these letters to keep on hand for reference later. Yes, Wondrous, I can help you burn the body. I think that is definitely a good idea. Does anybody want to check any further to see if there's something else important, though? Because that was like the whole reason I kind of put that on hold.
Well,
I mean,
was
yeah, we
gathering
can look to
wood.
see if he has anything else of value on him before we burn him.
Any identification, maybe?
Yeah, identification, anything like that. Because this guy's most likely a messenger for this Kolian and Dirovich. So let's see if we could maybe try to find out where they are. And
Wondrous. Obviously, you're very prone to nature. Do you recognize like these wounds or anything? Like maybe what befell our poor messenger friend here?
Ooh, I
Let
could
me
also do a
check
medicine
more
check on that.
closely. Have you finished your investigation of his clothes? Because I usually strip the clothing.
Yeah, actually, if you want to do that, I'll just go through it while you're investigating the body.
You investigate the clothing, and I will investigate the body.
Okay.
Yeah. So you find that the corpse, Ash, does not really, and you and Thorin, I guess, are looking at, you don't really, it doesn't have any other, like, identifying material, no crests, no seals. He's wearing kind of plain peasant clothing for the most part. Really basically just has, like, a small knife, not even really a dagger. And then, I guess if you want to make a medicine check, and Wandress, if you want to make a medicine check.
Would I make medicine or nature? Well, medicine.
You could do
I'll
do medicine or nature. That's fine.
I did medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, poopy.
Rip. Yeah. So, I think maybe all of this is so discombobulating for you, Wandress. You haven't seen the stars a whole night without them is like not sitting well with you, and then everything's you're like in a whole new place, and all this weird shit's happening. Ozzy, sorry. Thorin, you are a little more keyed in. This is like kind of your deal. You and Ash, this is your shtick, right? And so you start very analytically looking at this body. Those are mostly wolf-looking marks, like teeth and claws, but they are like fucking huge. Real big. Like the mouth of this wolf is probably like, gosh, 10 inches wide and 18 inches long.
So would I have the knowledge to think, okay, are we talking like werewolves, regular wolves?
I'm going to say make an Arcana check on that one. 16. It's real hard to tell. As far as you can tell, the paw prints look like natural and look like they have like normal sort of quadrupedal movement, I guess, but not the kind of thing you'd expect from like werewolves.
Okay. Yeah, so it looks like wolf bites, and by like it looks like it was wolves, and by that I mean like huge wolves. So maybe these are kind of the wolves you were looking for, Wondrous. I'm not sure.
Could be. I think it's all tied into the same.
That was a well-timed bark. Good Lord. I thought it was
I think I hear a large bark.
Yeah.
Yes.
I knew that I was going to get jump scared in this campaign. It's coming.
That's a big rip for VP over there.
Oh, God.
The dog gets inspiration.
Yeah.
For sure.
Ooh.
That's funny.
Okay. Sorry, that actually really scared me.
That's great. Let's get some doggos in chat for scaring the shit out of you.
Good job, boy. Good job.
Oh, God.
Okay. So yeah, that is basically what you can determine from the corpse.
Okay. Yeah. We didn't find anything else in the clothes. We can definitely burn this now, Wondrous.
Burn it.
Wandrous takes out his tinder box, mumbles a few things under his breath that cannot be understood because it's in Furbolg. I guess. Can anybody speak Furbolg?
I cannot.
Not on my list, I'll have to say.
I got Celestial, though.
He sets the brush on fire.
Okay. What's happening? There we go. Sorry.
Oops.
That was my bad. Ignore that, please. In chat. Yeah. I clicked a thing I didn't mean to click. We're sorry. I'm experiencing technical difficulties. Okay. Please repeat that for me. I was over here fucking things up in chat.
We lit the brush. Oh, and I said a few things in Furbolg.
Okay.
Dearly beloved.
Yeah, so you set up and do this pyre and light the fire. And
I appreciate that rhymes so much.
We didn't light the pyre. Except we kind of did, because this is a funeral, I guess. Anyway, so you light the pyre and the body begins to burn.
Excellent. I guess
do the ashes go up?
I mean it burns.
the fire.
Yeah,
does
it
like a
burns.
normal
Yeah,
fire.
it does what it's supposed to do.
Okay, thank you. That's what I meant.
The only thing I can think that will hold us here is did anybody manage to see any wolf prints around? That's the last thing I
I'll
can think.
look.
Yes, there were wolf prints around the body. I believe that was explained in the that was,
It was.
specific in the
Okay,
narration.
sorry.
No, it's
I
fine.
missed that.
Can we kind
go.
of see like what direction,
Direction,
they
yeah.
headed?
No. The wolves just kind of. There's too many of the marks, and it's a
Okay.
couple days old at this point.
All right, we'll check that off the old to-do list. Should we continue?
Yes.
Okay. Hang on one second.
On the road again. I'm not gonna get over that dog scare.
Right.
Disowning the,
Sound effects.
disowning the dog nephew right now because Jesus,
Yeah.
No,
Do we need to take like a quick break, or is everybody still good?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you guys begin to continue to make your way about another mile before you begin to see a good chunk of this valley. So as you see this valley, the fog sort of opens up and allows you to see to the west. So let me look at my notes and see what I'm supposed to describe to you. Yeah, so you can see a distant small village sitting at what appears to be the bottom of a large cliff, although you can't really see up the cliff from here. And you see this sort of small, rundown-looking village in this valley. To the south, in the distance, you can see a river. And you see the road in front of you through this large clearing where the trees sort of open up, leads sort of directly towards this village.
Civilization, finally, for lack of a better word.
Civilization.
We must journey forward.
All right.
Yes, we must.
Keep going.
Yeah. So you begin to make your way towards the village. It is another 2 miles or so to the outskirts of the village. Tall shapes sort of loom out of the fog. As you approach the village, the fog sort of slinks back in and surrounds everything once again. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestone. Tall shapes become the tall shapes become recognizable as village dwellings. The windows of each house stare out from pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence except for the sound of mournful sobbing that echoes through the streets.
Okay, so let's walk
Pull it
towards
together,
the
man. Just kidding.
sound of the sobbing.
I
Yeah.
hear someone in distress.
See if we can find that for sure.
Okay. Yeah, you begin to make your way through through the village. You can hear the sounds of the sobbing. Hang on, give me 1 second. I'll tell you what part of the village you hear the sobbing in. Stand by.
Are you showing us the village? Because somehow I'm not seeing
Yeah,
it.
I'm just seeing black.
Yeah,
for the
that's all
map.
I've got is
Oh.
black.
All you guys
God.
black. It's in the right side. Are you guys not seeing it?
Zoom all the way out here.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
It's a big, big
Okay.
map, guys.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Oh,
there
okay.
it is.
Yeah, the very far right side. I should have told you that.
Okay.
That's my bad, y'all. I should also let folks at home see what's on the map. Bing. Bong.
Okay, so the two things up in the corner were the gates.
Yes. Yep.
In the
This is
upper
the
right
gate
hand
over
corner.
here.
Got it.
You can see
Yeah.
that. You guys came in over here and made your way, kind of like west, and then south, and then it opened up into this big area, and you followed the road along to here. You've been traveling for about 4 miles.
Okay.
And yeah, you make your way to, I actually have a map for the village as well. Hey, look at that.
That one popped right up.
Oh yeah.
Let me put y'all on the map. Oh, I actually need to go grab. Stand by, everyone. I need to grab a copy of our party token. Yeet. Where are you?
We have a party token.
We have a party token, baby.
We're a unit, friends. Much
Okay.
to the dismay of the gnome. No.
Bammo. There we are.
God
there is
damn
the
it.
party. So,
All Sam.
yeah,
wanted to do was
the
camp
sound
and do
that you
shrooms.
hear comes from. Hang on. Excuse me. Where are you? Hang on. I'm having trouble finding the token that indicates where this thing actually is on this map. I don't know why. I guess I could just pick a house and say that it's that one. It's not
But
really
you think
important.
you put a token on something? What does a token
No.
look
Oh,
like?
I see it. Okay. So yeah, the sound that you're hearing comes kind of from the west. Oh, and I guess you guys actually are only yay big. These things are divided up into quarters. Doesn't really matter. Not that important. So, yeah. So I haven't put a token on anything, but you hear the sound coming from this kind of general direction.
Okay.
Do you head that way?
A Wanderous does.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
So you begin to head that way. And as you walk through these misty streets, you see that this sort of gravel road leading through the village with tall houses as dark as tombstones. Nestled among these solemn dwellings are, as you pass, you can see a handful of closed-up shops. Even the tavern, as you begin to see, is shut tight as
So
you
no
make your
people
way
out and
over
about?
here. So I'll just tell you, bloop, 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 bloop. That is the tavern there at E1.
Okay.
And it is shut tight. You hear that sobbing, sort of, the timbre of it changes to a soft whimper. Sounds almost childlike. And it draws your eyes towards a pair of children standing in an otherwise lifeless street.
I would say that I'd slowly approach.
Yeah. Let's approach the kids and ask them if everything's okay.
Wanderous actually hangs back a little bit only because he knows he's so big and different looking. But he stays close enough to hear the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Okay, so you see these odd-looking children. The art is very stylized here, folks, but you see, dressed actually in what appear to be fine embroidered clothing, a young girl, probably just on like the verge of being a preteen, maybe like somewhere between 10 and 12, and a much younger boy, probably 6 or 7. And the boy is crying.
Okay.
Hello,
Well, as
kids. Everything okay?
And the girl sort of like shushes the boy who's sobs quiet, and she says, there's a monster in our house. And she points to a tall brick row house that has seen better days. The windows are dark. It has like a gated portico on the ground floor, and the rusty gate is slightly ajar. The houses on either side appear to be abandoned. Their windows are boarded up.
What kind of monster?
We don't know what it looks like, but we've heard it howl.
Do you have a family? Do you have parents?
Yeah, Mom and Dad keep the monster trapped in the basement.
We can go take care of it for you.
Why would they keep a monster in the basement, though?
I don't know. Can't live in the house, right? With us.
That is rock solid. Rock solid logic.
Facts.
Okay. What do you think, Thorin? Should somebody stay with the kids, or should we all look, or
Um,
maybe I could pop in real quick, take a look, and see if I see anything, and then give the signal.
yeah. So I think we plan on Onyx staying with the kids, and then we can go in with Wanderess, since it kind of sounds like what she's looking for. Or he.
Okay.
Okay.
I will go, but we shouldn't let Onyx be too far away from us because we don't know
Yeah, I
what
don't like
might
splitting up too
come
much.
from any other direction.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that the move will be either I can pop in, quickly look around, and then everybody come in after I've taken a look, or we can all just go together. What do you guys think?
I need to see if I can get in.
That's a good point.
Stand by. Hang on 1 second. I gotta fix Ash's token. I don't have it set as your default by accident. Stand by.
I'm kind of blown away that the parents would be keeping a monster in the basement, and then all of a sudden the kids are by themselves.
I
monsters
am
running rampant.
confused by the fact that there's no one in the village except these two children.
Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, I think we plan on all of us going in there just in case.
Children? Oh, I shouldn't ask them. I'm too scary. Ask them if they go in the house. She whispers to Thorin.
Do you
He
guys
whispers.
go into the house?
We don't want to go back in till the monster's gone. It's scary.
So what caused your parents to want to keep it in the basement? Or do they trap it down there?
I don't know.
Ask him where everybody else is.
Where's everybody else in the town?
I guess they're in their houses.
Do you have anybody that you could stay with?
No.
Oof.
I think we must go and check this out. Perhaps Onyx would stay or at the edge of the house. Get close, but not too close.
I can do that.
We
All
may
right,
need
kids.
him.
Okay. Well, yeah, so you guys approach this house. I'm assuming that most of you can't see, right?
It's
Yeah.
black. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're back to
Um,
black again.
Yeah. So look at the bottom. Look at like the south, like the bottom
see my
left corner.
token.
You see your tokens down there. Okay.
I
Real
see mine
quick,
anyway.
I can put. Hang on. We're gonna make some light.
I see my token, but I can't. That's all
Yeah,
I can
it's fine.
see.
I can. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of light for the outside.
Wanderous really
you can kinda see.
hates dynamic lighting.
Okay. Is that any better?
Yeah, we can see the front
Okay,
of the
you can
house
see the
now.
front of the house now. Excellent.
Yeah.
Or I can, rather.
Okay, and hang on. Well, I'll do that after this. That's all good. Okay, cool. So, yeah, you
Really
guys see the
hate
front of the
that
house.
fog lore.
Let me get to my descriptions. Yeah, so you can see as you approach the house, these wrought iron gates with hinges on one side that seem to be leading the way into this kind of stone portico. The gate does not, it has a lock, but it's not locked. Like there's a lock on it, but the lock is not actually locked.
Okay.
Okay. What's this front door look like? Any forced entry? Any scratch marks? Anything I can see right off the gate?
So as you approach, Ash, the gate sort of shrieks as it opens. I'm not going to make another yodel croak, but the rusty iron gate sort of shrieks as you open. It doesn't seem to have been opened in a long time, and you can see
Did it open on its own?
No, you would have had to open it to get to the door.
Okay.
You can see that oil lamps hang from the ceiling of the portico by chains, flanking a set of large and heavy oaken doors. They do not appear to have any signs of forced entry or anything.
So looking back, can I still see the kids in the street?
Yes, you can. They're sort of like, I think they're probably peeking around to the edge of the house over here.
Okay.
Hang on, let me go grab them. I actually have tokens for them. They're like peeking. Nope, don't do that. That's not what I want. You guys, come here. Layer. Bam. They're like peeking, I think, around like the edge of the building. Probably the girl is peeking more than the boy.
How are they reacting to Wanderous?
I mean, they seem just generally scared of like everything.
I just don't like that they actually have tokens. That's I'm just saying. But anyway, that's not Ash talking. That's VP. It's fine.
Yep.
We're good. I can separate mine tracks. It's fine. Well, let's see what this door looks like.
Okay. Yeah, the door is not locked. Ash, do you open the door?
I'm gonna push it open. We're gonna see what it looks like in here. I hate doors.
It is dark in the house, but as you open, you can see a little bit of the light from the outside shining into one of the rooms. You can see sort of a wide hall area. You can't make out a lot of the details. There might be like a fireplace in there or something. Oh, no, that's not right. Hang on. No, this is the foyer. This is not the hall. This is the foyer. You can see some stuff up on the walls. You can't really make it out in the dim light. You'd have to go inside.
Well, I feel like that Wanderous would walk up there to see if he thinks he can get through the door since he's 8 feet tall. You know, I mean, he's thinking he could, but he'd be checking that out. Or
I'm sorry, what is Wanderous doing again?
I feel like Wanderous would want to go up there and see if he's going to be able to get in the door. But
Okay.
is this set up so that Ash is going first and we're supposed to wait?
Well, you are a character with full control of your stuff, so if you think that you
I think
would just go
Wanderous
do the
wanders
thing,
up
you can
there
just
to
go
see
do
if he
whatever you
can
want, yeah.
fit through the door amidst all the dynamic lighting. Does he think he can fit through the door?
Yeah, it's a pretty tall door. This is actually everything in this whole village is a little dilapidated, but this does appear to be like I don't know if like a noble's house, but like a wealthier person's house, which makes sense with the way the kids were dressed. They were wearing like embroidered fine clothing and stuff.
Wanderous looks over at Thorin and says, "Do you normally split up in situations like this, or do you stay together? What is the plan?"
I mean, Ash and I normally stick together. We're not used to having more people on this kind of thing.
I'm going to go ahead and take a step in with my sword drawn to kind of see if I can, investigate the source of this monster nonsense.
Yeah, so you step in, Ash. You have control of your token, so I think you can just move yourself in there.
Okay, so oh Lord, Is this not a? Is this direction here just? Oh, why is that ping in black?
When you click and hold, it will ping your color. So you must have picked a dark color. I don't know, man.
Let me pick.
Yeah, so if
lighter.
you're trying to indicate something, can we see? Oh gosh, guys, yes, thank you, Ches. I should have you guys on the map cam. Hey, everyone, this is the welcome to map cam. Thank you, Ches, for reminding me to change that over. So yes, Ash, you are looking at the foyer over here. Everyone's having fun learning how to ping. You can see that hanging on the south wall of the foyer is a shield emblazoned with a coat of arms. You can see a stylized golden windmill on a red field, flanked by framed portraits of what appear to be sort of stony-faced, austere aristocrats. And at the other end of the hall, you can see mahogany-framed double doors leading from the foyer into another room set with panes of crystal glass.
Okay, just for double reference here, this on either side is nothing, correct? Like to my left and right?
It's walls is what it is. So like where it's black there and like it limits your view, that's because the dynamic lighting is limiting like what your character would really be able to see. Yeah. So that means that the walls of the house are there.
I was just double checking because
for Wondrous and Ash, as you look into this place, like you get a little bit of light from the front, but like you will probably need light sources.
What I have, speaking of that.
You know, if you have torches or if someone has a light cantrip, I don't know what you guys' plan is, but you can quickly tell. Onyx and Thorin, you guys have dark vision. You should be able to see at least a little bit in any level of light, but the human and the changeling, or the changeling and the furbog, I believe, need ocular assistance.
So after kind of holding the door open and looking back, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to see in here. Should we...
Yeah, I'll go ahead and
light something up, or...
Yes,
I have candles.
I will light I have that tinder. Well, the tinder box, you have to light something with it, right?
Yes, yeah. The tinderbox is used to light like a torch or something.
Okay.
I have a lantern in my possession. So if you guys are cool with that, if we'd rather have a more... torch. This is going to be kind of a direct line of sight kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like where I point, it's where the light's going to be, versus the torch will be more of like a circle of light, right?
Yeah.
I have a torch. Allow me to light my torch, and that'll help.
Okay. I can do that.
I'm lighting a torch.
So the torch gives off, I think, 20 feet of bright light and 20 feet of dim light. So there we go. Now you emit light. And I actually, just for my own purposes, I'm going to go ahead and just move this outside light so that we're mostly relying on Wondrous at this point. Okay.
Wondrous is going to move inside then, given that he's got the light.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and move inside.
Look back at the children. They're still just staying mobile there at the edge of the building.
Yes, they are like fearfully kind of looking at you guys as you go in.
Okay. Wondrous actually moves into the hallway, looks at the coat of arms. What did you say was on the coat of arms?
It is a golden windmill on a red background, I believe. Let me double check. Yes, it says a stylized golden windmill on a red field, and I think a red field just means the background is red in coat of arms speak.
Makes sense.
Their parents must be
wealthy,
millers or something. And you say straight ahead?
Yes. These like little white things here at the end are doors. Big mahogany wooden doors. They're not as heavy as the outside doors. And they have panes of glass, but it's kind of like frosted in a way. You can't really see through it very well.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, is Onyx remaining outside?
Yeah, I think so. I will probably be just right here, just right at the gate. So that way I can keep an eye on the foyer and the children.
Gotcha.
And then Wondrous moves towards those other doors, looks at Ash questioningly, should I try to open them?
Yeah, I'll give Wondrous a nod and kind of move up directly, with him to kind of cover him. I did have a question about these pictures. I know that we've talked like 6 times about them already. Are the kids depicted in the pictures as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't
I was just
specify,
double-checking.
but it is a family that includes the 2 children and 2 parents.
Just want to
Okay.
double check on that. Okay,
Well,
yeah.
Wanders would have looked at the pictures too. I guess I missed the thing about that. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a coat of arms and there were portraits on the walls.
Okay. Okay. Wanders is going to attempt to open the door.
It is not locked. And you open the door and you can see into a wide hall. You can see that there is a black marble fireplace at the west end. And on the opposite end, you can see the edge of a sweeping marble staircase of red. You can see above the fireplace is a longsword with a windmill cameo worked into the hilt. And you can see that there are ornately sculpted sort of reliefs and stuff on the wood-paneled walls.
Do the stairs go up or down?
The stairs go up. You also can see from here, you can see 2 doors. Actually, you can see a couple of doors. Directly across from you are 2 doors here and here. You can see a door, a little bit of a door in the corner over there and one more over there.
Well, Wandress, it looks like Ash has stepped into the room. Wandress steps into the room.
Okay?
And I'm just gonna hang him behind.
Okay. Onyx, as you look around,
Yeah.
You don't see the children anymore because the fog has closed in around them.
Oh, God.
Oh boy. I'm gonna go and try to approach them,
Yeah,
or at least like where they were.
right. So you walk over to the edge of the house, and as you walk that direction, the fog encroaches towards you.
Ah, yes.
Oh, Lord. We split the party, damn it.
It begins.
No.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna say you make it probably about halfway. You make it about there.
Okay, fair.
What do you do? What's
I'm
the choice?
I'm gonna try to call out to see if the kids are like still within earshot.
Okay. Yeah. What do you say?
It's like, hey, are you guys okay?
There is no response.
Oh God. Am I guess I'll keep walking forward.
Yeah. You walk forward into the mist. And you can actually just make out the edge of a building up ahead on your left.
Okay.
And you come to the edge of the building and you see it has heavy iron gates around a stone portico leading into a house. And you actually, as you look in, you see Ash and Thorin. You have ended up on the other side of the house. You didn't turn, you walked in a straight line, but all of a sudden you are standing at the corner of the building. And the
okay,
fog
well,
is like slowly encroaching on you more and more.
I guess I will attempt to turn around and go back the other direction.
You turn around to go back the other direction for a brief moment into the fog, and you see a building on the right. You see windows. As you pass by, you come across
Nope.
wrought iron gates around a stone portico, and you look inside, and you can see Thorin and Ash, and you guys let me. I'm gonna say Thorin, make a perception check because you're kind of watching the back, I think, more than Ash is.
God. Just keeps looking. What the hell's he doing?
5, yeah. So Thorin, you are a little too distracted by everything in the house. If you had perceived it, it would have been like the black cat scene in the Matrix, where but coming from different directions. Like Onyx is kind of just walking back and forth in front of this door. But like you would have seen him go to the right and then come back from the left without passing the right again somehow. You're not
Onyx
sure.
is like, you want to see me run around this house?
Exactly. But unfortunately, Thorin did not see any of that. So yeah, Onyx, it seems like no matter what direction you go, it is leading you directly back to this door.
Okay. I guess I will go in.
Okay.
And then
God damn it!
I'll,
They're gonna make me go in the monster house. I didn't sign up for this bullshit. Exactly what we
It's like-
signed up for. man.
under my breath, this is some bullshit.
I was just trying to camp and do
Oh
some shit.
man. Okay. Okay. So while I was having that fun, Wanderous, Ash, and Thorin, what are you guys doing?
Well, Wanderous walked across the room to where the two doors are, and he's going to check the one directly in front of where he
Okay.
is now.
Yeah, it's not locked.
Wanderous opens it
Okay.
and looks inside.
Yeah, Wanderous, you look inside, and you can see a dining room. You see there is a carved mahogany table in the center of the dining room, surrounded by 8 tall, high-backed chairs. They appear to have cushioned seats and sculpted armrests. You see above the table a crystal chandelier covered with, and then the table itself is covered with beautiful silverware and crystalware, polished to a dazzling shine. Mounted above this, and there's another fireplace in here you can sort of just make out the corner of, and you can see there appears to be a painting above the fireplace. The wooden paneling on the walls in this room is carved as well.
Wanderous steps into the room to look at the painting.
Okay. Yeah, the painting is a painting of an alpine vale. So it's like a wooded, snowy, like mountainous valley. Like there's, mountains on the side in this and a beautiful valley.
He realizes.
Oh, and you
that
see another door, which is the same
Yeah,
door.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah, he would realize that.
I will go ahead. No, you haven't opened it yet, so we'll just leave it off. Okay. Ash and Thorin, what are you up to? Wanderous has gone in. You guys can see from where you're at the dining room table. What do we do?
I would like to listen for any noises coming from.
Okay.
Might be the world's quietest monster.
Yeah. You listen very carefully. In the house. Guys, you ready for this? The house is silent as the grave.
Yep, seen it coming.
Yep.
Any footprints like? Well, so I guess the question first is: the floor dusty? Does it feel like there's not been any traffic?
No,
in here?
just in the same way that the table, which is set, is polished and beautifully set, like they're expecting a feast to happen any moment now. Like there's no food on it, but like everything is laid out beautifully. There is not a speck of dust anywhere. Like everything in the house is immaculately well kept.
This is very odd.
Yeah.
Does not look like a house that has been ravaged by any kind of monster.
You want to go upstairs?
Well, so something that I'm actually curious about, and we definitely can go upstairs, but the kids said that they kept the monster in the basement specifically, yes?
Right.
Yeah, so we need to find a way downstairs.
Maybe it'd be worth checking out the basement first, kind of cut to the chase,
Yeah. Ash, I got a question. Where do you see stairs to the basement?
I mean, I wasn't saying that there was stairs to the basement. I said, should we find the basement is what I meant.
No, you're fine. That was a dick way of me saying that these stairs don't lead down; they only go up. And
Right,
so
no.
far, you don't see any other ways down.
Sorry,
If you
specifically
went-
what I was saying is should we look for the basement first? Is what I should have said. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just being a dickhead DM. It's fine.
That's fine.
I've gone mad with power, Vincent.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell. I'm enjoying this. Sorry. Continue, folks. Someone was speaking, and I was faffing.
Yeah,
about.
I mean, we should probably try to find the basement, I guess.
I
Or maybe the
wonder
parents.
where their parents are.
I had the same thought. I really don't want to be murdered for trespassing Everything seems awfully clean for a monster house.
That is a very good point. Perhaps we should have knocked.
You know,
Oh, we're already in
hindsight's
here, so we can't
2020.
go back.
We probably should have inside checked the kids to see if they were lying. But here we are in these people's house. So let's.
Damn,
find
and I got a
monster.
+5 for insight. I would have been able to detect the shit out of that.
Totally had a thing for that.
Rip. All right. Well, what do you guys do?
VP has a hero complex, folks, and
Apparently, I
the
do
strings
too.
were played. The
we're
strings were
probably gonna
played.
die.
And here we are.
Wanderous is going to step out
Mhm.
to the bottom of the steps. I don't know which ones. I guess that's the bottom of the steps. And he's
Yes,
going to
that's
say,
Actually, yeah, that's the bottom of the steps. Yep.
hello? Anyone there? And he's aiming it up the steps.
Hey, Wondrous. The house is silent as the grave.
Son of a bitch.
Wanderous steps closer to the stairs, actually steps on the bottom stair.
Yeah.
Your children are frightened. Hello? We found your children.
Hey, Wondrous. You know what's funny? As you think about it, you've been in graveyards louder than this house.
Wanderous turns around and looks back at the vampire hunters and says, I have been in graveyards quieter than this house.
So are you saying
I'm
this house
sorry.
is a
The house-
It's not as
graveyard?
quiet. This house is quieter
I
than the graveyards.
misspoke.
I've been in.
The house is absolutely silent except for when Onyx, boom, the door slammed behind you.
Fuck.
Ripola. Totally saw that coming.
I will let out a little screech. Yeah, just because I was not expecting that.
Wanderous moves back towards
Yeah,
that
I'm
noise.
definitely gonna open the door and be like, Onyx, what's going on?
Some weird shit. It's-
You mean apart from the weird kids that claim there's a monster in the house that they have as a pet in the basement?
And now we can't find the kids.
yeah, they disappeared.
Of course they did.
And I also experienced something odd outside.
Oh, like what?
I was walking towards the kids and I ended up on the other side of the gate and I continued in a straight line.
Huh.
So you mean that you
Walked a circle around the house?
I did not walk a circle, I walked straight ahead.
and ended up on the other side of the house?
Yep.
I know what this is. It's another joke.
And you're right, Wondrous. You're definitely right.
You know,
Unfortunately for us, this joke is not very funny. So
this joke is totally on all of us.
yeah.
Wondrous takes some inspiration for that.
That's good. That is good.
It's a good bit. Well done.
Thank you.
I'm just sad there's no more tent jokes to be made.
Oh, wait.
It'll come
There's
back.
time.
It's gonna be a long campaign.
We're in that
Unless
one
Ash
for the long
dies.
haul.
Yeah. Well, you might as well come in, Bub. I'm assuming that door shut behind you. Yes, that's what we just heard.
Did you try to open it back up, Onyx?
I did not, no, because I would rather be inside here than relive the mysterious fog.
That's fair.
Oh. All right.
I
Well,
wouldn't say that we've been doing this a very long time, but I don't think we've ever seen fog act the way that the fog around here does.
yeah, no, you certainly have not. All right. What do you guys do?
So we're inside and we can't go back.
I will go back and check the door to see if I
Nah.
can open it.
The only way we're getting out of here is to essentially solve the puzzle.
Yeah. About that, Onyx, the door is locked.
I
You
see.
you jiggle the handle and it stays firm.
Tom, I was surprised. Anyway,
So
yeah.
we must move forward.
Did you happen to see? Well, I'm assuming you probably didn't try any of the doors. I was just speaking with Thorin. Maybe the best place to check, assuming there actually is a monster in here. The kids did say that the parents had been keeping it in the basement. Maybe we should find the basement door.
Oh, I'm sure there's a monster in here somewhere.
There's another couple of doors we haven't tried, and there's the upstairs. And the way things are working, we could go upstairs and find ourselves downstairs.
We, in fact, could.
Should we try these other two doors?
Yeah, I definitely think that's a good idea.
Do
Okay.
you want me to do it?
I can follow right behind you since you have the torch. I can't see any better than you can in the dark, so I'm gonna stick with you.
Onyx, come into the light.
Okay, I'll say okay, and then I'll go ahead and move up to where Wanderous is.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Yep, I'm falling right in behind because she's got the light.
All right.
Yeah,
Or he's got the light.
He's got the light.
Yep.
All right.
So-
Which door are you opening first?
Well, he's
There were
moving
3
forward.
doors. Sorry. There's a door here.
Well,
There's a
that
door
went
here,
into the dining room,
And
right?
there's 2 doors on this wall. There's one here and one here. Right. So you opened this one. You opened this door. There is another
Oh,
door
I see.
here, and then
Oh,
there's a
there's
door
actually-
here, and then there's a door here. So
Okay.
there's like a bunch of doors over here.
I assumed this
Oh,
one went into.
excuse me,
oh,
sorry. Oh,
excuse
God.
me.
I yeeted everyone. I didn't
Well,
mean
you
it.
died.
I didn't mean it.
Okay, let me back up. I should have done this other door. I assumed this was the one from the.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm
All
going to
right.
attempt to open this door.
You open that door to find a closet with several black cloaks hanging on hooks from the
we found
walls,
cloakroom.
and
Yes, the cloakroom.
a top hat sitting on a tall shelf. It's a black top hat.
Okay, so do the cloaks kind of match like what the kids were wearing at all, or
No, I think they're more plain, but they're
Okay.
almost a little bit more like outerwear, like
okay?
like a cloak that you would put on over your nice clothes to go out, kind of thing. If it was rainy or something.
Well, the parents aren't wearing their coats. That's an odd looking hat. Have you ever seen a hat like that before?
I don't want
Yeah.
to
I think
wear it.
that's what that is.
Also, yeah, you guys are also. I mean, you're looking around. There's carvings on the walls. There's a long sword over the fireplace as well. So there are other things to look at and do. Or do you guys open up one of those other doors?
Yeah, let's open up one of the other doors, kind of see
Well,
what's
now
up.
tell me about that long sword over the
Yeah, that's come up a
fireplace.
couple
Yeah.
times.
Obviously,
Huh.
I'm tall enough to be looking dead
Yeah.
on the long sword. Could I
you
get that
see-
long sword if I wanted it?
Yeah, you could easily take it down. It's just like mounted up there.
Well, Wanderous is going to attempt to get the long sword.
Yeah, you take it down. It is a long sword. You can actually see a windmill little like cameo kind of worked into the hilt.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You said that. Well, you know what? I'm just going to hold on to that.
I did not say that actually. That's new information.
Yeah, you did. Well, I thought you did when you described it to somebody
The-
else.
Windmill thing?
No,
I
the
remember you saying
windmill. The
part.
windmill is on the coat of arms in the foyer.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. So this is the second windmill across which you have come.
I think
Okay,
you're
did
onto
somebody
something
say
with
they
him
got
being-
that top hat?
Someone called Don Quixote.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Omega, I just saw the psychic damage. I took 1 point. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, someone's talking about the top hat.
Yeah, I'll take the top hat.
Okay. Yeah, it's a fancy hat.
Nice. I'll put it on.
Okay, got you. All right. Yeah, you put it on, and it sits atop your dwarven top knot very comfortably.
Nice.
It's honestly fancy as hell.
Wanderous looks at him and says, "You look much taller now."
Hell yeah, this
Oh.
thing adds about 2 feet to my height. I'm not as tall as my brother now.
All of you should have hats like that. I would feel more evenly matched. We'll look for more hats.
Yeah.
And Wanderous is going to head for these other doors now that he's
Okay.
and he's got the sword in his hand.
Okay.
Wait up, can't see.
All right. So which door?
Okay, Wanderous is a forward kind of fellow, so he's going to get the one in front of him first.
So like the north door. Boom. North door leads back into the kitchen.
Okay. What is that thing along that wall, like directly in front of me? All those little black circles. What are they supposed to?
Let's take a look at the kitchen. Oh no, not the kitchen. I'm sorry, dining room. Let's see. It appears to be. I missed this before. Oh, you didn't see like the whole room. So looking from this angle, you can see a couple of things. One, there are drapes heavy over every window. There are several windows on this room. They are the first windows to the outside that you have seen on the house, but they are covered over. And then on this wall here, you all can see red silk. Nope. You see a tapestry. You see a tapestry depicting hunting dogs and horse-mounted aristocrats chasing after a wolf on an iron wall bolted to the wall.
Okay.
Can I take a look at these windows? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I'm a step past you. You can go ahead and say your bit. I was just going to walk up to the windows.
I was going to say these people are not poor. That's all Wanderous was going to say.
Yeah, Ash, you go over and look at the windows. There's a heavy curtain in front of the window. Do you move the curtain?
I would like to pull them back, please.
You pull back the curtain to reveal the window is boarded over from the inside.
Damn. Thought this would give us a little bit more light in here.
Right.
I'm assuming that the others are probably the same.
Yes, if you go down the line, all of the windows are boarded up.
Well, it's not worth our time for us to take the boards off. Plus, it's not our house, so I guess torchlight it is. What's going on with this fireplace?
Yeah, so there's a fireplace over there. And hang on. Let me just make sure. Yeah, so that is the one with the painting of the snowy valley.
Right. Gotcha.
Framed in mahogany.
Okay.
Okay, so Thorin and Ash, please. Thorin, Ash, and Onyx, please give me perception checks. Real quick.
Oh, damn.
Beautiful. Yeah, you all did great. Okay, so Ash, in the room where you are, as you're looking around at the wall, at the windows, you glance at the wall next to you, and I've talked a couple times about these carvings on the wall. The carvings in here appear to be like elegant images of like deer among the trees, kind of going with like the hunting theme of this room. As you inspect carefully, you can see twisted faces carved into the tree trunks and wolves lurking amid the carved foliage. And Thorin and Onyx, you guys see in the other room wood-paneled walls sculpted with images of vines, flowers, nymphs, and satyrs. You also see, inconspicuously woven into the wall designs, serpents and skulls.
Oh, dark.
They seem to really be into wolves, Wondrous. We're seeing just hints at them everywhere so far.
Yeah.
We've not even made it very far in this town.
I'll yell and say, they like snakes too.
And satyrs.
Oh, so they're rich, but they might
very
not be
deep tie to
upstanding.
nature.
What?
Oh, he said something about nature.
I was saying it seems like they have a very deep tie to nature.
But there are undercurrents. Phew. This place makes me shiver.
Definitely got a creepy vibe to it. Should we try a couple more of these doors, see if we can find the basement?
So, I mean,
I'll
there's
try
one
the
more
one-
room here down, like kind of right next to the little entranceway. And I mean, I can try that one.
Okay. Yeah, Thorin, do you want to open that door?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you open the door. You have dark vision, so you can see in there, albeit dimly. And you see sort of an oak paneled room that looks kind of like a hunter's den a little bit. You can see there is like a table over here with some sort of strange, like spindly device that you're not super familiar with. And there's as you enter the room, there are two padded chairs draped in animal furs facing the hearth, which is on the other side of the room. This is like the third fireplace you've seen in this house. These guys really like the fireplaces.
And is it not mounted over top of it, or?
Yeah, mounted above the top of it is a stag head. And positioned around the room are 3 stuffed wolves. There are 2 cabinets standing against the wall. Oh, no, sorry. There's 1 cabinet against the wall here, and this is sort of like a small desk with a weird spindly metal instrument on it of some kind. You're not really sure what it is or what it's for.
Okay.
Does Thorn describe what he's seeing?
So this room looks like a den. A couple of like stuffed animals and stuff like that.
What
There's
kind of
something-
animals?
3 stuffed wolves.
On hearing that, Wanderous is going to make a beeline for that room if he can get
Yeah.
into it.
And then a
Ryan
stag
over.
up over the fireplace. I'm gonna look at, see if I just kind of look into that cabinet to see if I see anything like of note.
Yeah. Okay, hang on one second. Where's my...
Okay, so I'm walking into the room.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so... Thorin, you walk into the room, you're looking in the cabinet.
Yeah.
The cabinet is not locked. You can open it if you wish.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. The cabinet actually is locked. You can see a small metal lock holding the cabinet shut.
Hey Ash, you have any lockpicks on you?
You know I do.
All right.
You can crack this bad boy open.
Ash, if you would like to make a Thieves' Tools check with your dexterity modifier.
Okay, let's see if I know how to do that. Do I click on the Thieves tool?
You click on Thieves' Tools and it should ask you what ability, and you click dexterity. My voice is going, y'all. Too many weird croaks.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to do it.
It should have given you like a pop-up menu.
I was thinking on in my bag. Is there somewhere else I should do that?
Not your bag. Up and left from there is going to be like your tools, proficiencies, and languages box. Click on it there.
Okay. I see it now. My bad.
E.
Oh yeah, I have Smith's tools.
Oh, okay. No, never mind. Apparently I don't. I see the tool there, but it's like I see the pro and then the attribute, and like one's question mark, one's query.
So
Yeah, so just click on the word Thieves' Tools, and a little box will come up that says input value attribute question mark,
dexterity.
and you'll switch that to dexterity.
Yeah, it says I have my inventory, but in the toolbox, it's like no.
Weird. You want me to roll it for? It's a D20 plus your dex mod, basically, plus
Yeah,
proficiency.
because I just did it with Smith's tools.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be D20 plus your dex plus proficiency. Are you proficient in sleight of hand? Because it'll be the same modifier. Unless you took... What did you take expertise in, by the way?
Do I take expertise at level 1?
Oh, you don't. Yeah, so never mind. Yeah, it'll be the same as your sleight of hand if you just want to roll that. It's the same number.
Okay, so roll sleight of hand.
Yeah, that's fine. 19.
Sorry.
Beautiful.
I don't know why the hell it wasn't.
Yeah, that's weird. We can mess with it off stream. Okay. Yeah,
Oh.
so it pops right open.
It was
And
behind my dang window.
that'll happen.
Sorry.
That'll happen sometimes.
bad.
Okay, you open it up and you see a heavy crossbow, a light crossbow, a hand crossbow, and 20 bolts for each weapon, as well as a small box.
Ooh, what's in the box?
In the box is a deck of playing cards and an assortment of wine glasses. This is our killing stuff, drinking, and playing cards cabinet.
Sounds like my kind of place. Where's the damn L?
And you guys find these things wondrous.
Yeah, what does Wander
Yeah.
see as his eyes travel around the room?
Wander, as your eyes travel around the room, you see this window over here. There's not a curtain on this window, or it's kind of this one has been left open, and you see it's boarded up as well. But you hear a creak, and the board falls down. And instead of looking out into the mist like you have been, and instead of looking out into the daylight, which it should be, you're looking out at a dark street at night. And since you've been here, you have not seen any stars. But through the one thin slit in that window, you see the light of a bright purple star shining on the strange object on this table, glinting, almost as if it is calling to you.
Clumsily, Wondrous rushes around the chairs, probably knocking into them a time or two, looks at the window, looks at the light, and then turns and even more clumsily races to the object on the table.
Yeah.
Does he know what it is?
I don't know that you're familiar with that particular object, but as you look at it, you recognize it as some kind of map of the stars. And as the light from this purple star shines, it illuminates a particular star on this object with a faint purple light. And you feel a connection to this object, Wondrous. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to end our session today. Hey, yo, friends. Thank you guys for hanging out. This has been an absolutely delightful session. I thank you guys. Thank you, VP. Thank you, Omega. Thank you, Ozzy. Thank you, Trish. You've been wonderful players. I had an absolute blast. You will have to catch us next time, which you can do on April the 15th. We will be back here with session 2 of Curse of Strahd to watch our boys wander through this obviously very haunted house that they have been trapped into by yours truly. So thank you guys. I had an absolute blast running that. And as always, we're going to do like a real quick kind of recap of who we all are and where you can find us. So my name is Pixel. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/hammerandpixel. And I do video game streams over there. I've been playing Elden Ring. That's been a blast. And we like to kind of like talk about, you know, the philosophy and stuff of like what the video games are really about, that kind of stuff. It's all very navel-gazy, but we also just have a lot of fun. And you also can find me here for Ages of Ainor streams, where we stream every Friday now, but we alternate our campaign. So this week is Curse of Strahd. Next week you'll see me and Trish, actually, and then a whole other cast of folks who are I forgot the blah blah blah. I don't know what the blah blah was. I'm very sorry. Whatever that line is you guys were talking about, I didn't know what you're referencing. Anyway, so we are doing opposite campaigns, right? So next week will be Siege of Castle Rend, where Trish and I and a whole other group of people will be playing a fully different campaign. We'll be playing, I think, episode 4 or so of that campaign, something like that, episode 3, episode 4. And you can catch up on past episodes of that on our YouTube, which you can find linked in this link dump. And that's it. That's for me. That's who I am. That's what I do. Vincent, who are you? What do you do? What's your deal, man? Tell me about Vincent.
Vincent's pissed off that we had. No, it's fine. Anyway, yeah, Vincent Page on Facebook. I'm sure that lots of the peeps in here. First off, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. This is the nerdiest thing that I do, hands down, but it's also probably the funnest. So thanks for all my fleet peeps for coming to hang out with us.
Yeah. And honestly, thank you. I don't want to interrupt, but thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you, VP, for taking the night off of streaming to come do this with us instead of your thing over there. I'm very glad that I could be the DM for you and everything, but I do appreciate you. And you brought so many friends. Look at all the new friends that we made tonight. Anyway, sorry. Finish your thing.
Much needed D&D in my life. I took way too long off. But yeah, we do the Facebook thing. Vincent Page. That's pretty much it. I play lots of stuff. We've been doing the Minecraft thing. So Didn't you just? How's it been 3 hours? Oh, you're right. That's insane.
Time flies when Pixel is orchestrating your demise.
That's for sure.
I'm rhyming today, guys. I'm on fire, honestly.
That's all the social that I can get into, but I'm very excited to keep this going.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Omega, who are you? What's your deal?
Yeah. So Omega, I mainly do TikToks for the most part. Omega MT42, nothing special in between.
No, your TikToks are great.
Yeah, so I post randomly there, but I mostly just
My PC has had a ton of issues lately.
Sorry,
and instead of trying to fix
stuff.
Stop. I'm trying to look you up.
it, I gathered up the All-Star.
Stop it. God damn it. I'm trying to link you.
Oh, no, it's all good.
But it's making it hard. Okay.
No, that's all good. But yeah, no, just here. You can find me in Vincent's streams. You'll find me here as well. I try to handle as much as I can. So, yeah.
What is your link again? Omega.
Omega MT42.
That's MT. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Excellent. Yeah, I'll get that into the link dumps for the next time. Ozzy, you're a real human, and I almost called you by your character name. What is your what do you do? Tell me about
I'm
Ozzy.
Ozzy, and I'm in fact a real human. Thanks for that, Pixel.
I do that. If you guys come back and see more streams, I do that almost every time. I get so in the mindset of calling everyone by their character names that by the time it comes to refer to them as real humans again, I fuck it up almost every week. It's a bit of a running gag here at Hammer and Pixel. That's the Hammer and Pixel promise. We are real humans, even if I forget sometimes. Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that was fun. Excited to keep going. It's about
Excellent. Yeet. Yeah, well, thank you for playing. And Trish, everybody's mom. Everybody's new mom. If you didn't know, you have a new mom, and it's Trish.
Well, I'm overwhelmed by the love and support of the stream. And my own son is going to have to start calling me Mrs. Mom because he can't use my first name anymore. I'm too special for that. Yes, please come back next Friday night when I will be playing a fat cat. And with a French accent.
Yeah.
It's great.
Honestly,
French.
If you guys have been sleeping on Siege of Castle Rend, one, please go catch all the old episodes on YouTube. But you have been missing Trish being, what is your name? Perdita, the French cat.
Yes.
So.
And I would love to see all of you there, and we would have lunch together, and it would be lovely. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And after you catch that Friday, come back the next one right here where magical things are going to happen.
Magic's a word for it.
Magic. Yeah, so that is who we are and what we do and where you can find all of us. And finally, one last thing before we go. Thank you all for hanging out for us for this absolutely bonkers, silly shit that we do on Friday nights. It truly means more that we can say that you have folks are interested in our shenanigans and interested in seeing us and VP do this unbelievably nerdy crap. But it's a hell of a lot of fun. If you've never tried it, I do invite you to do so. As always, you can find us on Twitter and Facebook, as well as in our Discord. I will drop that link. The Ages of Ainor Discord, we do actually run like one-shots and D&D stuff. So if you guys join that, there may be some opportunities to like play if you saw what we did and you're like, oh my God, that seems like so much fun. As far as somebody asked about opportunities to be on stream, if you are active in the Discord and are playing in games and we kind of get to know you as a person, there is the opportunity that could happen in the future, but we got to know you as like, I know all these people IRL, right? So, but we certainly can get to know you and play off-stream games and kind of show you the ropes and that kind of stuff. So more than happy to do those things. And then if you already play D&D and you like kind of the style of D&D and what we do, there are opportunities if you want to run games with us and we can help you find players and stuff like that. Our goal is to really kind of help connect people who either already do this or want to learn how to do this and get... Before, would we accept people to play who haven't played but really want to? Ches, yes, for sure. I probably, if we get enough interest, I'll run like a low-level one-off adventure, like show you the ropes kind of thing that might just be like a one-session thing, but certainly could give you guys like an afternoon, 3 or 4 hours, and show folks how we do what we do. So anyway, so if you're interested in becoming a part of our little circle of folks who love TTRPGs and D&D, you can join that. And then finally, I just want to leave you with a little request from me to you. Until the next time that I see you, do me a favor, please, and just be like a little bit kinder to yourself than you think you deserve. Because I promise it still is not as close to being more than what you actually deserve, friends. Have a good night. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye 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 bye.
Bye.